Monday night this past week, Hasbro's HasLab Sentinel crowdfund project ended, and they ultimately ended up with like 22,500 backers or so.
That's why I wonder, resale value when it does come out later on. All those people that bought extras just to resell them, at a little higher markup price. I would like to see what the unique number is on that, like how far down it goes to individual people that bought it versus the number of products sold.
What's the asking price for it from Hasbro Pulse?
$350.
Scalper's going to sell it for $600 without any of the additional stuff.
No, they'll put the additional stuff in there.
Oh yeah, I'm sure because they'll part out the Bastion and the female Sentinel Prime easily, and then they'll be able to command like $100 price tag for those. I'm sure.
Dicks.
Think so?
I'm sure.
Easily.
Oh, well, that's good to know. Thanks for the advice. Welcome. You have now tuned in to the Blackout and Shout podcast with your host, Mike Kincaid.
Can I tell you that Baby Yoda just annoys the shit out of me?
That's because you haven't watched The Mandalorian.
Oh, look at Baby Yoda, so huge.
Levy Curry.
Some people do all sorts of crazy stuff, like dinosaur romance novels. Those are really a thing. Taken by the T-Rex. A billionaire dinosaur forced me, ravaged by the raptors.
I wonder if there's audiobooks of them.
And Jed Vargo.
He was always well known for wearing the Nazi outfit on.
Captain Kangaroo?
Captain Kangaroo.
Didn't he have the...
No. And he did not dress up as a Nazi either.
So sit back. Mike, are you... Listen to me. Relax. Say, transform and roll out. And enjoy the show. Are you guys ready, Levy?
Yeah,
you
I'm ready. I'm
your
down.
3 lifesavers in your mouth, and
I'm down.
Ready to roll.
I'm down. No choking on lifesavers.
Life takers, heartbreakers,
Death makers, I think, is what we should be calling them.
Makers.
Welcome everybody to episode 101. It's like we're starting over. It's kind of like your odometer flipping over. When you guys kind of did you guys ever do that? Like when your car gets to 100,000 miles, you're you had the woo in your car when you're driving?
Yes.
All right. Well, this is the 101 woo episode of Blackout and Shout.
We made it, guys.
We made it. We made it past 100. How about that? Couldn't believe I made it. Man, I was up all night doing that editing. That was the worst editing ever.
Really? Not bad. Huh?
It's all your fault.
My fault. What did I do?
Oh my God. You don't remember?
Anyway, Mike's not going to be joining us tonight. And we have Nate Armstrong and Josh Lawrence joining us in his place. See that we need actually 2 guys to replace Mike. That's how popular he is as an internet celebrity. So, what's up, guys? How's everybody doing? Levy, how are you doing, by the way?
I'm doing pretty good.
How's that flight simulator treating you? Where do you fly, by the way, when you flight simulator? What cities do you venture over?
A lot of Allentown, actually.
Really? All the places in the world you could go, you pick Allentown.
Well, yeah, no, it's fun to actually fly over someplace familiar and look at it from the air. It's actually really fun. But I've been all over the world. I've been to Tokyo, Hiroshima, Egypt, specifically the Great Pyramids.
You've got my address. Why don't you fly over by my house?
Why would I do that?
Because you're bored. Because you're in a flight simulator.
I could find your house.
Exactly.
I found my house. I found my old apartment. I found Lehigh Valley Mall. In fact, I was I navigate the Lehigh Valley by way of 22. So,
isn't that just driving then?
Well, I mean, you use the landmarks to navigate. But yeah, where else have I been?
Can you put safe mode on so you can just bounce off the ground in case you kind of mess up your stick?
Yeah. I was flying in the Bahamas. That was actually really nice because the waters are so beautiful down there.
Like cars moving and stuff, or is it it static?
Yeah. Now, if you get really close to the ground and stuff like that, then the visuals aren't super great. But like when you're higher up, I mean, it looks really, really close to life. So it's really amazing how accurately this game renders the environments and such.
Like Megaton Rainfall, where what is it called? Megaton, is that it? Not Rainfall. Landfall?
Yeah,
no.
Megaton Rainfall.
Yeah, when you like get down to the ground, it's like pixelated and everybody starts running. Can you? See, that's more fun when you just fly and then destroy buildings and hear people scream. Yeah, can't hear people scream in Flight Simulator, right?
It's not that kind of game. It's just meant to be
there's a mod.
Relaxing, and so there's military flight sims out there if you want to play that. But no, it's actually a lot of fun. So I've enjoyed it. I've flown from New York to Allentown already. Full flight taking off in the airport, landing at the airport, and everything. Yeah, I've flown over Mount Rushmore. Weirdly enough, it doesn't render the faces.
Oh,
so I think that because the game is like the environment is all procedurally generated. It's not built by hand. There's very few things in the game that are built by hand. Specifically, like there's about 40 airports out of 37,000 that they went in and edited manually, and that's about it. Everything else is like procedurally generated by the system, and it uses Bing map data to generate the world. So it uses static satellite images and tries to render a 3D environment from those 2D images. So it registers the mountain that Mount Rushmore is, but it doesn't register the faces because it really is just looking down at it from the top.
What kind of plane are you in? Do you get to pick your own, like what kind of plane?
In the base version of the game, I think there's about 20 planes you can fly. One of the most common ones I fly is the Icon A5, a single prop-driven airplane that can land in water. It's like the only plane in the game that can do water landings. But it's a fun little low altitude, short distance aircraft.
I would be like flying over like volcanoes,
right?
And like those big huge craters and stuff, like where they have the antennas and stuff.
People have been flying into Hurricane Laura because the game the game renders real-time weather.
That's insane.
So people have been flying into the hurricane and stuff, and it's actually on a really super powerful computer. Holy shit! It looks amazing because like all the volumetric clouds and stuff that it creates and everything. It looks absolutely stunning. My computer shits for this as far as this game's concerned.
Do they have VR for the PC version of that?
It will be coming. It's not out yet.
Oh, it's okay.
It'll be coming in a future update. So
all right. So now after we had our Microsoft,
I had one more question. One more question.
Go ahead.
Levy,
go ahead. Audience.
Yeah.
Can you fly into the Bermuda Triangle?
Yeah, but it's really just a patch of ocean. There's nothing special about the Bermuda Triangle.
That'd be really funny if you just flew into the whole thing, just glitched out.
Statistically speaking, the Bermuda Triangle has no greater amount of disappearances and lost aircraft or boats or ships than any other place in the world. So, all
right, go ahead, Jed. Sorry to interrupt you.
Josh Lawrence, how are you doing?
I am fine and dandy. I am here. Thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it.
It was purely Jed's idea.
Well, yeah, it was. Josh Lawrence, how are you doing? How are you?
I'm okay. I'm happy it's the weekend. I'm eagerly anticipating opening this box I got from the Chosen Prime. It's just staring daggers at me.
Like days ago?
I got it on Monday. And
you have more patience than I would.
Yeah, really.
Nate specifically asked I do an unboxing video.
Would have done an unboxing Monday night.
I would have been unboxed by the time I got home.
Yeah, and not at the expense of you being able to check out your toys. Like, I wanted like something down, dirty, cheap, fast, and not well thought out. Just here's some stuff. Bang, bang, bang.
Well, not so thought out is what I do best.
You know, it'd be awesome, Levy, if he got the wrong order.
Yeah, he waits too long and he misses his return window.
Here's your retro Spider-Man wave. Well, that's good to hear, Josh. All right, so
how are you,
Armstrong? Let's go to Move Nate. He's the other guest podcaster co-host this evening.
I'm doing well. I've got my my co-host here, my second daughter. So yeah, I'm doing good. I'm gonna jump into my haul real quick, and I got this baby.
Got it.
Yeah. So I'm going to do the best I can tonight, and hopefully we can hang out for a little while. But thanks for having me on. And it's
so how much did that run you?
Cool.
I don't know yet. That's the problem. When you pre-order one of these things, when you pre-order one of these things, they don't actually tell you how much it's going to cost. You got to wait until you deal with all the shipping and
shipping. Yeah. Is that what they're calling it now?
Yeah. So no, the bills will trickle in, buddy. They will trickle.
Speaking from experience, his kids are not very expensive at all. It's the wives that cost the money. It's true. It's absolutely true. Actually, your pets that you have probably cost more than it does to take care of a kid.
My dog eats better than I do.
I don't know. When I send my dog to college, maybe I'll.
Let me ask you this. Okay, so Levi, you have a number of dogs and cats, right?
Yeah.
So how much do you think that costs you a month in, say, food and vet bills and stuff like that?
Oh shit, dude! I don't even know.
Like, guess. Couple hundred?
I don't even know. Because the cost is split between us, so I don't know what April spends on, and
right.
Quite frankly, I don't even know how much I spend.
So, but kids usually cost only about like a couple $100 a month when they're young, and then when they get older and they want video games, that's when things start to get more expensive. But
yeah, right now it's just diapers and milk.
Yeah.
So there's no
should be free, right?
Yeah, you don't even have to pay for the formula, so that's even less of a price. All you have to really pay for is diapers, and you get clothing from everybody else or hand-me-downs. So
absolutely, yeah,
so cheap, super cheap. Anyway, so all right, mute that kid so I can keep talking.
All right, yep.
All right, so Levi, let's start with you. What'd you get? Was any shout outs, and what's your haul?
Shout out to Mike's dad. So he's been having some issues lately, so I just wanted to give a shout out to him. We're thinking of you, Paul. So and shout out to Mike.
Right on.
Unfortunately, he couldn't be here tonight. So, but don't want to get into it too much. We'll let Mike explain when he gets back. But yeah, so
it's called
shout out to both of them.
You're violating HIPAA.
Yeah. Well, I didn't say what the issues were, but
you did name him though.
Okay,
it's true. This is true.
Sorry, I work for the government. Sorry, what am I going to do? Anyway, we'll keep going. What'd you get? Shout outs.
Did I get my Spider-Man wave, retro wave last time? I forget.
Maybe.
I don't remember much from the last podcast. Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, I got my retro wave. Not the whole thing. I only ordered select ones like Peter Parker, Spider-Man, Gwen Stacy, and Electro. Didn't get the Green Goblin. I didn't like the face sculpt on that. I have the Sandman wave Green Goblin. I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
So that one I think is better. I got my Earthrise Conehead 2-pack from Amazon. The bastards sent it just without like a shipper box. They just slapped a label on the packaging and mailed it to me that way.
Okay, let me ask you a question, Levi.
Uh-huh.
Do you keep your boxes?
Yes, because
for the Earthrise stuff.
I'm I've gotten better at throwing that sort of thing away, but traditionally I have kept like every one of my boxes, and it's done nothing but take up space. So now that the basement's just about done, April and I are gonna take an inventory of everything I have.
Oh, jeez.
And we're gonna go through and get rid of the packaging and categorize my accessories and put them in little containers and take stock of everything. So, but yeah, we're going to be looking to get rid of as much packaging as we can. So
then what does it really matter if Amazon shipped it without a package? As long as the figures are still fine. I mean,
because even though I got it in good shape, other people didn't. When you don't have that shipper, the box is not protected. So the stuff inside is at greater risk of being broken.
Right.
So, if you're going to ship something, ship it in a shipping box just to protect the product inside. That's my thing. I mean, I don't really, like I said, I don't really generally keep the boxes anymore, but say something landed, or fell and or somebody stepped on the box and then they like crushed and broke, one of the figures inside.
Right.
So there'll be a lot. I'm not saying it can't happen with a shipper box, but the chances of it happening are considerably less, I would think. So,
you should put some Goo Gone on those labels and turn around and sell that just the box on eBay for like $20. I'm sure you get it.
Plus, I think it's just much more professional when you do that, especially from a place like Amazon.
Yeah, I get that G.I. Joe Storm Shadow in a padded envelope.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so
me too.
That was kind of shady. You usually get stuff like that in boxes.
Yeah, but yeah, I did get the that winterized freaking Storm Shadow from Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
But the big one that I got was I got my amazing Yamaguchi Izuku Midoriya from My Hero Academia. So
good quality.
Yeah, it's great. It's actually probably one of the best figures Amazing Yamaguchi has put out.
You know, a show is good when you start collecting the figures based off of the show.
I actually started watching the show because I ordered the figure.
Oh,
I
stand corrected.
Yeah, no, I wasn't planning on getting this figure until I just, for some reason, I just started looking at pictures of it, and I'm like, oh, that seems really cool looking. And like all the stuff, like all the poses it can do and stuff like that. So I bought the figure, and then I'm like, well, I'm buying the figure, might as well watch the show. So I watched the first season of the show. The show's freaking great. I love it. So I also pre-ordered their Amazing Yamaguchi's All Might. For those that don't know, he's like the ultimate hero in My Hero Academia. He's kind of like their version of Superman, just in terms of like characterization.
Once I get done watching Star Blazers, I gotta watch that. I gotta feed my weeb.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. So it's basically like a superhero story, but told through a Japanese anime lens. So like, there's a high school involved, and all the main characters are students and stuff like that. Kind of like your typical,
right?
Anime of that sort.
What else you got?
I think that was it. Oh yeah, like I said, I got the flight simulator. Actually, I got it through Game Pass, so I didn't have to actually pay anything extra for it. Game Pass is the best deal in gaming today. So, well, it really is. I mean, you get hundreds of games for $10 a month. So,
sponsored by Microsoft. How about you, Josh? Got any shout outs and stuff? Did you get?
Shout out to you guys. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Levy. I'll explain why when I get into my hauls. Shout out to my wife for, this is like not collecting related, but I just want to give her a shout out and say how awesome my wife is. She got me a necklace. I'm not religious, but she bought me a Star of David that I loved. The band broke, so I just had the actual Star of David. And when we were packing to get the new carpet installed, I got new carpeting too. I couldn't find it. Like, I'm going through every single box I had. I'm like, I couldn't find it. And I just kind of gave up hope and everything like that. She texted me today and sent me the picture of it. I'm like, oh, babe, I love you so much right now. Like, it's very sentimental to me. And I really appreciate that she found it and let me know. So shout out to my wife. She can't hear me right now because she's watching wrestling, but yeah, whatever.
Your wife digs wrestling?
Yeah. It's been the weirdest thing. Like, last year, our bed broke just randomly in the middle of the night. So we had to move them.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm married. Yeah. Randomly. Yeah. So we had to move the mattress into the living room, and we just watched TV there, and I watched wrestling, and I started watching it, and she was sitting next to me, and she started getting into it. So that's it for my shout outs. Hauls. I got a shit ton of stuff. Fans Toys Magnum. Awesome figure. Levy.
Which one is Magnum?
You don't have to pause. You don't have to pause in between everything. We're not going to applaud. So keep going.
Okay. Magnum is Wilde Rider.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just gushing over the vehicle mode. I got Kang Toys Land Bull also. I have not yet messed around with that. It's still sitting in the box right next to me. Like I said, I got the box from the Chosen Prime full of stuff. I hope I have Fans Toys Hunk, Fans Toys Dune Rider, Transform Element Wasp Tiger, Earthrise Skylynx, Earthrise Double Dealer, and I think an SH Figure Arts figure. I think it's Black Widow from the Black Widow movie. I can't remember if I ordered it through Chosen Prime or Big Bad Toy Store. The reason I want to give Levy a shout out is because he went above and beyond, pre-ordered for me 3 SH Figure Arts figures, which I have right next to me. I'm going to pick up. It is Avengers Endgame Final Battle Edition of Iron Spider, Iron Man Mark 85, and Captain America. And thank you, Levy, for hooking me up with these. I appreciate it. I missed the pre-order, so he got them. He got 2, had those ones shipped to me.
Look, I got you the figures. Can I have the photos back? You said you give me the photos.
I'm
the negative, right?
I'm not quite sure where they are. To be honest,
you are the worst blackmailer in the world. You know that?
Yeah, I'm very forgetful. I'm sorry. My dog ate them. I don't know. Levy also managed to find me Earthrise, Skywarp, and Thundercracker Seekers. So thank you very much, Levy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, about that.
Oh shit!
No, they was supposed to show up yesterday, but I got an email yesterday saying they won't be in until the 31st.
Oh, I've been literally looking for these things for months, and I can never find them in Illinois. I've went to probably 6 different Targets, and I can never find them. And Levy hit me up one day, and he's like, "You still looking for these?" I'm like, "Yes, I'm desperate."
Yeah, I was on the app the one day, and I just decided to for shits and giggles to look to see if it was available, and it was available for ship to store.
I also got WWE Elite Series, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff, Josh.
Yeah, dude.
Now we know where your COVID check went. Right back into the toys.
Don't tell my wife.
Was that everything that you got now and all your shoutouts?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Before we move on, did I mention my basement's pretty much done? Like I said, tomorrow we're gonna just use the space to lay out everything that I have and take an inventory of it. So, but
Chad,
yeah, no, Dusty did a really, really good job. So,
did you
Chad,
get all?
Do you want to take bets to see if Levy hangs up the Dan Kahana art first or the Mike Kincaid stuff?
I'm not gonna take a bet on that.
Oh,
that's like an inside trading angle right there. Because
yeah, I can't wait to hang on with Dan Kahana artwork.
Jed, do you have any shout outs? Do you have any hauls?
Well, I was gonna ask Nate. Nate, do you have a moment to?
I think I've got about 30 seconds before the next Screamfest. So yeah.
Give me the blur version.
Sure. Real quick. I don't have any shout outs. Oh, except for an anti shout out. Fuck you to Joy, right? Like, shipping has been completely fucked up. Fuck that guy. It is the job of the postmaster to make money. Like, it has been a profitable business for all of time. So do what you got to do to talk to Congress to repeal the prepayment of pensions and get our shit rolling the way it was. And real quick, I got Hunk, Dune Runner, and Land Ball. Peace.
And that's how you do a haul.
Nice.
Yeah, take notes, Levy.
Let's see. I got the Marvel Legends Classic Wave 2, Peter Parker, and I only got select ones too, but I got Electro and Green Goblin and all those other guys. I got the Star Wars Black Ghost Crew. I got Zeb and I got Chopper, and I'm waiting on all the other ones yet to come in from Hasbro Pulse. I got this nice big box of Play Arts Kai stuff. Shout out to Austin Brown for hooking me up with those. I got those used, but they're all like basically brand new. They were, typical collector, took them out of the box, displayed them in a detolf, never touched them again type of stuff. So I got Deadpool, Iron Man, Darth Maul, and a Stormtrooper. And the shipping and the packaging was like immaculate. He like had the boxes like wrapped up, and then he had like, the popcorn things in them. And then he had them all wrapped in bubble wrap individually. So really good experience with that. Let's see. I'm trying to think if I got anything. I know I got like the Storm Shadow, and I got a couple other random figures here and there, but nothing to write home about or to really talk about on the podcast that I can think of. Nothing that really jumps out at me. I got charged for the Sentinels. I'm sure everybody else did too. That must have.
How many did you get?
Must have hurt. 2.
Deuce.
Yep.
How do you feel about that last tier prize?
The
Sentinel head, which is like 3 faces.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, all the other stuff that they included is just basically fluff anyway. So,
did you end up getting one?
Oh my!
No, I'm not a Marvel Legends guy. I mean, it's just another rabbit hole I can't go down, especially now with so many waves that have been out there and to catch up and everything. And
I feel you.
Yeah,
especially if you want to collect X-Men, then you want to try and get that '90s Jim Lee Rogue. And good luck.
Yeah, I know, right?
Without spending $100.
And here's the funny thing: I saw the Rogue and Pyro 2-pack.
Mm-hmm.
That Pyro looks it looks like animated series. Pyro. It looks awesome. I don't like that outfit on her. I mean, yeah, I know it's current.
Rogue doesn't have Ms. Marvel's powers anymore, does she?
Dude, I'm so behind on reading Marvel. I don't know.
I am horribly behind. I think I got to issue 4 of like the new series. I got to the part where Xavier got shot down by the Marauders, and then that's way early in the series.
Reavers, not Marauders. Marauders are Kitty Pryde and Pyro and Iceman.
Oh, okay. They were Reavers. See, that's how far behind I am.
Did you guys see the Mezco 112 Gambit?
We did
a long time ago.
I believe so.
Yeah. Well, it just came out.
Holy shit!
I didn't pre-order it.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, I guess I did technically order, but no, I didn't order it when it first was announced and everything like that, right? But I started watching reviews on it, and I was watching Daredevil 19's review of it. Shout out to Daredevil. But that thing's so gorgeous looking.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, holy shit, that thing's beautiful. Because like I've been kind of jaded by Mezco lately. Their figures have not been looking good for me. And they've never been known for their articulation, so that's already a strike against them. But I mean, in the past, they've always looked good. That was why I got them. I got them more for aesthetic than articulation. But lately, some of their releases just were not looking good, and like their latest John Wick. God, the thing looks terrible. The face sculpt on that, it's just awful. But then when I saw this Gambit, I'm like, holy shit, that thing's amazing looking. I'll have to show you pictures of it if you haven't seen any recently. But it's just absolutely stunning. So I immediately went on Big Bad Toy Store and ordered one. So
cool. You haven't gotten it yet?
No. It actually BBTS hasn't gotten it yet. The people that are getting it now are getting it from probably Mezco Direct, right from their website.
Gotcha.
So.
Can I get back to my hauls and shoutouts, maybe?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Of course.
You might guess. X-Men and stuff, so.
Yeah.
My bad, Jed.
I'll just let you guys do the show, and I'll just sit back. I did get a ship notice for Nimrod multi-pack, so that'll be here soon.
What else is packaged with Nimrod?
It's been a while. I can't remember.
Psylocke and Phantom X.
Oh.
Yeah, I have no interest in either one of those two, and I'm not paying $80 for freaking Nimrod.
Oh, dude, Rick Remender's Uncanny X-Force was amazing. If I was to collect Marvel Legends, that would be the only line I would get.
Can I get through this? Then we could talk all about your little pretty Marvel Legends and X-Men books and all that stuff, in the whatever other section of the show. Just let me get through it. Let me get through it.
Okay.
Right. I got some multiple men off.
Sorry, Jed.
Got them on the cheap because they're going for like $50 on eBay.
What? Multiple men?
Yeah.
How many did you pick up?
I got 2 of them off of Kyle.
Oh, nice. Really? Nice.
Yeah. Down on the, on the fan bro price. So anyway, so that was all my hauls. Shout out to my wife. She just was talking to me earlier about the new Amazon Halo that came out like a day or two ago.
Amazon Halo, what's that?
It's this basically Amazon's like kind of version of a Fitbit, and you wear it. But what's interesting is that it has like microphones on it, so it could tell how you're talking to see what kind of emotional state you're in.
Hey, Chad, have you heard about this Amazon Halo? It detects your emotions.
That's exactly what I thought. I'm like, oh, you got the new Halo, huh? Yeah, it's great. Shut the fuck up. Meanwhile, the daily report on the app will tell you, it seemed you were kind of cranky today, you know? But apparently it's supposed to not be plugged into anything like Prime or Alexa or anything like that. So it's not going to be like where you feel happy and then all of a sudden, you know,
the government knows.
And it pops up and says, "Oh, would you like to buy this today?" And be like, "Yeah, I'm in a good mood. I'd love to buy that."
That's actually kind of scary because, like, if it can detect your mood and then it's tied into like Alexa or some shit like that, they'll start targeting ads towards you because you'll be in a good mood and you'll be interested in buying stuff. You're more inclined to buy stuff and spend money. That's actually really scary.
Yeah, they made it a point to say that it's not tied into any of their services. So
I'm way more prone to buy something when I'm pissed off. If I'm
that too, you know what I mean? Like, it detects your mood and targets ads towards you depending on your mood.
Yeah. Or like, oh man, I'm hungover from last night. And you hear this bing, Tylenol is 25% off today. Anyway, so yeah, shout out to my wife. And fuck you, John Bailey. Let's see. I think that's about all these shout outs I got. So would you guys like to move on to the news, or did you have anything else you wanted to kind of like rudely interrupt me with so you could talk about?
No, we'll wait till you start talking and interrupt you.
Got it. So now the news. Yes. I only have one death this week, but it's actually kind of
good.
Yeah, it is good actually. Joe Ruby died. He was 87 years old. He was an American animator and television producer.
Joe Ruby of Ruby Spears?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah. So he helped invented Scooby-Doo, Dynomutt, Thundarr the Barbarian, Jabberjaw, like all those guys, all those cartoon things. Yep.
They also did a Superman series in 1988.
Yep.
I love that series.
Yeah. So it didn't really say what he died of, but he was 87 years old.
Oh, well, he had a good run.
Yeah. He actually started out at Disney, I think, and he was an in-betweener, which is an animator that does sells in between the key animators art. So yeah, he did a bunch of stuff, like more than I could list. Yeah, it's kind of sad to hear him that he passed away. But onto the trailers. We had 5 trailers. I know the whole DC. What was it called? Fandom. Was that what? Fandom? Yeah. Happened. Would you like to correct me again, Josh? Go ahead.
No, I thought I had to sneeze. Sorry.
Anyway, so all those trailers came out and stuff. So I only included 2 of them. I know everybody else probably watched them. But let's start with those. What'd you guys think of the overall take, like the Batman movie, like the trailer for that, the tone and like, the whole, sparkling vampire version of Bruce Wayne? What do you guys think?
I think he looks great. I think what's his name, Robert Pattinson.
Yep.
Yeah, I think he's gonna do real well. I think he had a good showing in this trailer. I'm very excited to see it. I mean, there is the question, like, do we need another Batman movie? I mean, really, but if we're gonna get another Batman movie, I'll go see this one.
Okay. Josh, what do you think?
I agree with Levy. I think this, at first I was very like, it's kind of year 1, then someone corrected me. It's like, no, it's year 2. And I'm like, there's a difference? But
sure.
Besides that, I mean, I just can't stand the people ripping on, it's emo Batman. This is a young Bruce Wayne. Of course he's going to be emo. His parents are dead. He probably just came back from wherever he secluded himself to. Of course he's going to be emo and depressed. I mean, this is not... I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that we're finally going to get a very dark and gritty Batman. And go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Fine, I will go ahead. I don't think that there's any reason that we should ever say with comic book stories, don't we have enough? There's just volumes and volumes and volumes of material to pull from and tell good stories. This one is going to be focusing on the Riddler. We haven't had that yet.
Yeah.
And that nice. I am happy for. I'm happy that we finally have a Batman movie without the Joker. I am so sick of the Joker.
Well,
I think the Joker is still going to be there because his clown people are, his henchmen were featured in the trailer. So I think he'll still exist, but I don't think he'll be the key.
when I said, do we need another Batman movie? It was from the idea that there are so many other characters in DC's playbook that they could, do some stories of some other characters. It's like we've had so many Batman films, we have so many Batman continuities. I'd like to see them give other heroes a chance to shine, because like Marvel has done a really great job of taking obscure characters like the Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, who outside of comics has ever heard of the Guardians of the Galaxy before those movies? Now they're household names, and the movies were wildly successful because they were done really well. They were accessible to a wide range of people. If DC can do it right, they can take characters that are less known and make them into something really special. Except, and then they want to do stuff like Suicide Squad.
Which I think is DC's answer to what you're saying about doing obscure characters, because I know Jed didn't put it in the chat, but there was that Suicide Squad behind the scenes / sneak peek kind of thing. The Polka Dot Man is in Suicide Squad. How Z-list can you get?
Yeah, I know. No, but when I say Suicide Squad, I mean I should say they chose to do Suicide Squad poorly. Meaning the first film. It was so bad. It was so awful.
It was filled with problems.
I didn't think it was that bad. I actually thought Birds of Prey was worse.
I heard that movie was just god awful too.
Yeah,
it's trash.
I mean, I went into Suicide Squad like months and months later after it came out, and I watched it. I enjoyed it. It wasn't great, but I liked it. So
yeah, I'm on the same page, Jed. And Birds of Prey, I just put myself through the other night, and I really hoped that it would be good. There's no reason that it should have been that bad. It's just the camp that they felt that they had to throw into it is just it's unnecessary for a dark tale.
So let me give you my opinion. Let me give you my opinion about Bruce Wayne real quick before we leave that whole subject. But I don't like the way that they did. I don't like the way so I like Robert Pattinson. I didn't like him, of course, in like any of the Twilight bullshit crap, right? Yeah. But the movies and stuff, Ed Lefter, Levy told me, he's like, give him a chance. He's a good actor. I'm like, all right. So I watched some movies with him in it, and he's a very good actor. There was a movie with him and I forgot his name now.
Wasn't he in Inception?
William Dafoe. Him and William Dafoe were in a movie called The Lighthouse. That's a fantastic movie. It's great acting stuff, and he acted the shit out of that part because it's basically about these lighthouse guys that kind of went crazy. So, but the whole Bruce Wayne look that he has, and like Josh is saying about the emo Bruce Wayne, he does look like an emo Bruce Wayne. Like Batman is not emo. Batman has like a schizoid personality disorder. He's like a loner. He doesn't like associating with other people. He, doesn't like to show emotion and stuff like that. An emo person is like full of angst. They're like, oh, my reflection gives me feeling of anxiety. That's why they made him look like that. I don't know if it was because of trying to make him look younger or to give him a edge or something, but if they would just cut his hair, it would have been a lot better in my book. So just as long as they don't play him up to be emo Bruce Wayne, I'll be fine with it. Give him the right personality disorder that fucking Batman always had, then we'll be good. So, but the rest of it looked okay. I mean, I did not recognize Colin Farrell at all in that makeup.
He looked like
I didn't even know it was him. He looked like a really fat Russell Crowe. That's what you thought. That's what I thought.
That was Colin Farrell?
Yeah, as the Penguin.
I had no idea. I'm like, who's this fat guy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was all make-upped up. So, but I like the way they're going with the Riddler. Hopefully, I wonder if they don't make him kooky, and very campy.
Like Jim Carrey.
Yeah, I hated Jim Carrey's portrayal of Riddler.
That movie was
the Joker.
So I'll watch it, but I'll keep my. I'm not going to have very high expectations for it. So
really quickly, who's playing the Riddler? Have they said who yet?
Yeah, the guy that was in Paul Dano. That's who's playing him. That's
wow.
It. The guy from There Will Be Blood.
There Will Be Blood.
Yeah. At least I think I know Paul Dano was in. I'm pretty sure he's playing the Riddler.
Yeah, he is.
Is he? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, now that I think back on it.
Fantastic actor. So hopefully
I do like him. Did you ever see is it The Bone Collector or Taking Lives. It was a movie where he played. He was only in it for a short bit because he played the younger version of the killer. But his role, like his part that he played in that movie, was like right in the beginning of the movie. It was so good.
I don't think I saw that.
Have you seen the recent movie about the Beach Boys?
No.
Where Paul Dano plays a young Brian Wilson.
Really?
Oh, it is amazing. It is amazing.
No, I did not. I'm not a Beach Boys fan, so.
Oh man, Beach Boys definitely. If you're having a party in the summer, that's the radio station to go to. Just Beach Boys radio station, and the shit it'll leap to. It's fantastic.
I don't have parties in the summer. I have a schizoid personality disorder.
Nobody has parties in the summer anymore, Chad. Nobody does. Just partying by myself back there.
Me and the boys are getting real well.
I'm like Batman. I don't like associating with others, and
Yeah, I think you said, Nate, I like you a lot, but there is no way I'm ever coming to your house. And I didn't take that.
I might if you live down the street. I mean, but I just don't like driving, so sorry.
Wow.
There's other methods of transportation.
Yeah. Yeah,
you don't. Speaking of which, has anybody read the Elon Musk thing that he wants to do with his Falcon rockets? So he wants to put the landing and launching pads 20 miles out to sea because he wants to be able to do 1,000. What was it? 1,000 launches a year. So that's 3 launches a day. And he wants to be able to just shuttle people from London to Hong Kong, and it would take 34 minutes because you're basically just going up and coming down again.
Jeez, that's a whole lot of no.
Why not?
It's a whole lot of fantastic. I would love to get strapped to a rocket. Fucking kidding me?
Let's go to Justice League. What do you guys think of Zack Snyder's Justice League? Me, myself, I really like the trailer. So
I like the trailer. I want to see it. I'm
actually pretty excited for it. I remember when I initially saw Justice League, and when I first saw it, I said that I enjoyed it, but it was not a good movie.
Mm-hmm. But
when I go back and look at it now, I don't really enjoy it. It's just the flaws are just so much more apparent now, and it suffered from the same problem that the first Suicide Squad film suffered from. Was just 2 different tones. Yeah, and it just didn't know what it wanted to be because you had Joss Whedon coming in and finishing the film.
Right, he had a lot of humor and everything to it, and Zack Snyder has said like it was basically he's like this is like a 4 or 5 hour movie, and they wanted me to cut it down to be under 2, and whatever the cut that he gave them, they were like this is terrible. He's like, well, what do you expect? He's like, I dropped over half the movie, so that's when they. Everything happened with him, and they brought Joss Whedon, and he added all the humor and the stupid one-liners and stuff. So, from what I understand, Zack Snyder will be this premiere probably a year from now in September. I think it was. I think that date was leaked as possible, and it's going to be in 4 separate parts.
Yep.
So,
wow,
that's a long ass movie.
4 hours.
Well, Batman versus Superman was 3.5. Was that what the ultimate version was? I think came out.
Yeah.
So I can see a 5-hour Justice League
to do a theatrical release, or is this going to be like straight to HBO Max?
HBO Max exclusive.
Yeah, HBO Max.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm in for that.
As is the what are they calling the year 1 Batman that they're doing on HBO? Gotham Knights or something, or Gotham
Central?
Is that what it is? Gotham Central? I knew it was something stupid.
The year 1 Batman.
Yeah.
Gotham Central isn't about Batman. It's about Gotham Police. Well, it is a phenomenal comic book written by, I think, Greg Rucka.
Well, that's going to happen during year 1 Batman. And then the Patterson movie is going to be year 2, from what I understand from reading.
Interesting.
Anyway, back to Justice League. So it looks like, the tone of the trailer took all the humor out of it and then put more seriousness in it. The part that I liked the most was the Flash stuff, like when he was in the Speed Force. I think so. That was kind of cool.
Is that young woman that he saves? I'm assuming that's Iris.
Yeah,
it's got to be.
Yeah. Okay.
And she did not exist at all in the original cut.
So. No.
Yeah, I would like to see a lot more of the Flash and him using his powers because I like the way it was depicted in the movie, and I'd like to see more of that. So
you can't tell I'm shaking my head because I did not like the way they I did not like the body armor for the Flash. I didn't like the way he run. It just and I think he was too hokey. What's his name? Ezra Miller.
Yeah,
I did not like him as Barry Allen.
So you're saying you could do better than Ezra?
All right, folks.
Here all week.
Roll the credits.
Tip your waitress. Try the veal.
He's here all night, folks.
8:00 show is different from this 4:30 show.
I liked it. I mean, I thought it would look better than a spandex version of Flash.
To me, the armor doesn't make sense for the Flash.
Oh, I'm not a big fan of the suit, but
what, like because like goggles don't make sense for like someone.
No, not the goggles. The shoulder pads, the chest pads, the Flash is the fastest man. The Flash is the fastest man alive.
It's armor.
The spandex makes more sense.
From an aerodynamic
scientifically, it makes more sense.
Yeah, that suit would just fail with the drag.
Exactly. It's not. It doesn't look aerodynamic enough for him to move fast.
It's got rounded curves. It'll be fine. And what happens when he runs real fast into a building? He needs that padding.
He can phase right through the wall.
Well, he didn't say phasing. He said run into it. You know,
Flash is better than that.
Because if you remember, he said like in the beginning, he's like, I don't know how to be a hero. I just basically run and push people. So, but back to your question, Levy, why don't you do more like, you know, secondary or unknown characters? I mean, how much money are you going to make if you have a, you know, the Question movie? The Batman
I would go see a Question movie if it's done right.
I would too.
Especially if they got Jeffrey Combs to play the Question.
Yeah,
that would be fantastic.
I would go see it too, or like a Booster Gold movie. But I mean, Batman is a moneymaker, has his Superman and Wonder Woman.
I get it. But you know what? Marvel took a risk. You know,
DC's not in a position to take risks, though. I
understand that, but that's because they made poor choices before. If they had made right choices from the beginning, they would be in a much better position.
I agree. But they're not. They're still trying to reboot their whatever cinematic crap they got going. I mean, they're reaching out to like, you know, parallel worlds for characters and stuff. And
how many Batman are supposedly going to be in the Flash movie? You got Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck.
Well, that's cool. I like that idea. But I mean, you know, they're really trying their hardest to support a franchise to get it off the ground.
I don't like that idea because it's a Flash movie, not a Batman movie.
But they're doing Flashpoint, which deals with alternate universes, where you're going to have an alternate universe of Batman.
I guess, but
give me Jeffrey Dean Morgan Batman. You
beat me to it, Jed.
100%.
Like Flashpoint Batman is amazing. The Brian Azzarello 3-issue Flashpoint Batman, just amazing. With the twist at the end of who the Joker is.
Yeah. So let's move on. You guys have anything else to say about Justice League?
I don't know why everyone's going gaga over that black Superman suit.
It's a nod to a comic, that one comic.
I know. But I don't understand why everyone's going gaga over it. I don't like it.
He needs the mullet.
It's
exactly.
It's a black repaint.
Where's the?
I was excited to see Darkseid finally, and he looks awesome.
Yeah. I'm still disappointed that we're not really going to see too much of Green Lantern.
From what I remember originally, Green Lantern was only supposed to show up in the post-credits scene.
Yeah. So
what would you do? They had what if they do if they had this whole secret scene filmed and it's like Tom Cruise as Hal Jordan?
I would walk out. I'd say, "Fuck it, I'm done."
No.
What?
No, Tom Cruise.
Hal Jordan has to be Nathan Fillion or I walk.
A man.
Not even Tom Cruise.
No.
Nathan Fillion or I riot.
Do you remember when Tom Cruise was supposed to be Iron Man?
Tom Cruise is supposed to be everything.
Yeah.
From a race car driver to fucking Iron Man.
Tom Cruise was supposed to be Peter Parker.
He's supposed to be
Tom Cruise was also supposed to be over 5 feet tall, but still.
Well, you know what? I watched the Mummy for the first time last week.
Oh, that was awful.
That was a waste of a time, man. Whew. That was horrible.
I mean, I liked what they were going with that, with like the MGM monsters and everything. Yeah, it just was poorly executed.
I would have liked to see the Jekyll and Hyde movie, but we'll never see that.
That was all around, all over, like just bad. Anyway, so speaking of weirdness, like, what'd you guys think of Dragon's Dogma? I put that in there because I saw that as a trailer that just came out, and it was like this anime, but it was kind of like anime, but they had these really weird like 3D mix match type of style with the.
I was just going to say there's almost two styles that they're using within that movie, where it's degrees of detail. So they've got some very simplistic drawing, and then when they cut in for the close-ups of the dragon, it was more dynamic.
Yeah, halfway through it, I was like, man, this is shit. And then it kind of picked up, and I was like, well, this is actually kind of a little interesting story-wise to watch. And the dragon was badass. I mean, you know, character-wise, not the way it looked.
Right, I agree.
Levy, since you're the resident dungeon master, what do you think?
I thought it looked okay. The dragon animation was pretty lousy, but maybe that might be early work, and maybe they might have time to improve upon it.
I don't think so. I think it's probably final. That's
really?
the way they're going to roll with it, yeah.
Then cringe.
Right. Josh?
I
bet that sums it up.
Yeah, like the audio didn't. I know it's an anime, but the audio was really badly synced, and it was kind of threw me off a little bit. But some of those voices kind of sounded very familiar, and I tried looking it up just now, and I didn't see a voice cast.
And it sounds straight out of Castlevania, and those two characters seem like they are straight out of Castlevania.
Yeah.
So it almost looks like we're watching those characters.
Oh, you mean the main character kind of sounded like Richard Armitage?
Yep.
Armitage?
Yep.
Whatever his name is.
Yeah, he did. And then the female lead that he goes around with is the exact same character as, what's her name? Cypher.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's the same.
Someone who's magic user that helps protect him and stuff.
Yeah. And he seems like a, drunken wanderer. So
speaking of Dungeons and Dragons and voice actors and stuff like that in anime, did you know that Matthew Mercer did the voice of Levi in Attack on Titan?
No, but now I do.
Now you do. I actually watched the entire Attack on Titan all the seasons last week. Actually, the last few days. I binge watched that. I love that. It was the best. It's like it was kind of boring in the build, like maybe 12 episodes in or something like that. And then it started getting really good. And then I started actually, getting to know all the characters that are part of the whole team that they have of the scouts. And it was just really, really, really good. I highly recommend it. And Matthew Mercer as Levi is fantastic. But moving right along, since you guys haven't watched that, Enola Holmes. I did not want to watch this trailer because I thought the whole show and everything looked stupid. But then after I watched the trailer, I was like, wow, this is actually enjoyable and I really want to see it.
It's Sherlock Holmes for girls. It looks interesting. I mean,
I didn't think that. I didn't think that at all.
What's her name? 11.
Millie Bobby Brown.
She's a really great actress for a kid her age. I mean,
I wouldn't agree with that at all. No.
She's really great in Stranger Things. I mean,
that's because
Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
No. She plays a cardboard character basically in Stranger Things. There's hardly any emotion shown.
Yep.
Her range is poor, but this trailer actually showed she got better at it, but still.
I'm just not buying Henry Cavill as Sherlock Holmes.
I liked Henry Cavill as Sherlock Holmes. That's the Sherlock Holmes that could beat the fuck out of you if you disagree with him.
But that's not who Sherlock Holmes is. He's a skinny, lanky.
I know. I mean, if you watch the
detective,
if you almost said Tony Stark movies. If you watch the Robert Downey Jr. movies of Sherlock Holmes, I really like those movies a lot.
I did too. I can't wait for the third one.
He was in the pit, fighting people and stuff like that. He was he was well versed in the art of fighting.
Mm-hmm. he didn't see in the Robert Downey Jr. ones. It didn't make him seem like the TV show Monk or that one Law and Order show, not Special Victims Unit, the Criminal Intent, where it just seemed like a idiot savant that just randomly knew everything. Like you see all the books. You see he can study. He studied his whole life. I mean, but we're digressing from Enola Holmes.
I thought it was a fun trailer. Now that we heard from myself and Josh, Levy, what did you think?
I have traditionally disliked these kinds of stories where you take an established character and make a story around an unknown sibling or relative or some other person that has some sort of ancillary relationship with this well-known character. I always felt that they never hit the mark, and usually they're not for me. But watching the trailer, I'll give it a chance. It looked entertaining, and if Cavill's Holmes gets into a fight in this series, I wanted to do that double fist pump that he does in Mission Impossible.
I watched all those too, by the way. I watched all the Mission Impossibles, and that was a great fight scene when he was in the bathroom.
Yeah,
beating the shit out of that dude.
Yeah,
neat.
I actually do like it when they tell stories about satellite characters in a person's life, because lives are long and full of people that you bring into your life and then let go. And obviously, Sherlock Holmes is obviously going to have a mother at some point, and that mother might have accidentally gotten knocked up more than once.
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. I'm sorry to interrupt, but just don't get me wrong. I like side stories of existing established characters. I don't like when they make up a new character to make a show around that made up character that you'd never heard of before. You know, that's what I don't like.
Give me an example, Olivia, something else that's like that you don't like.
Oh, for Christ's sake. I don't, nothing's coming to mind, but I have seen them before. It is a fairly common trope, I would think.
I know what you're talking about, Levy.
Yeah.
Like Scrappy-Doo?
No. I mean, Scrappy-Doo is shit, but that's not what I mean. But
Kermit's nephew come from? He was just there one day. Like,
how about I got a good example. Like, I don't know if you know the reference though or not, but I'm sure Josh does. Like Vulcan, that was like the third Summers brother that just suddenly appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah,
like that.
Like he was retconned, and like all of a sudden he's there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So it's the retcon that you don't like. You would rather have if you somewhere mentioned in a story previously, and then they did a story on him.
Well, I mean, it may not even necessarily have to be a retcon. It's just like, because it could just be its own continuity, but it's just like this character that's just like they basically pulled out of thin air, and it's just, you know.
Fair. I mean, it looks fun, and I'll be interested to see how she does handle a completely different cast. If she becomes less of a cardboard cutout when she's dealing with acting with more superior actors, because if you're just acting alongside a bunch of other 13-year-olds, they're not going to up your chops at all. Right. It's kind of like Shiny Vampire. I've met Kristen Stewart. She's as deep as she's not deep. She's terrible. She's an awful. She's just, there's nothing there. And to try and act opposite somebody like that would just be horrendous. Like, it would be impossible. So, yeah. So
it could be why Robert Pattinson was so bad in those Twilight movies.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's, so I'm hoping that, what's her name? Millie
Bobby Brown.
Gotcha. Oh. Hopefully she brings it and grows as an actress instead of continuing on as 11.
Right. Did you ever see Anna Kendrick's impression of Kristen Stewart?
Oh God, it is spot on.
It's pretty damn funny. Yeah, when you get a chance, check it out.
Okay.
Cool.
Will do. Otherwise, I'm fired up. I'll watch it. I love the Sherlock Holmes movies, and that's the only place from which my knowledge of Holmes comes from. I never read any of the novels, so
really,
having
those are fun, man. You should
having something retconned in. I'm just like, all right, she could have been in one. I don't know.
Who's your favorite Sherlock Holmes out of all of them? Like, so like back to like the early Sherlock Holmes to the, you know, Robert Downey Jr. to like, you know,
Benedict
Cumberbatch to Superman.
The Great Mouse Detective.
I mean, like, you know, which version do you like the most? Do you like the highly intelligent, you know, or the more dashing, you know, type of action-packed?
I guess it really all just depends on the story. Like, I really liked Robert Downey Jr.'s Sherlock Holmes. I liked Benedict Cumberbatch's Sherlock Holmes for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Levy, you're going to say something?
I was going to say, I usually like a hero that can think his way out of a problem rather than throwing fists.
Right.
So,
going back to Batman, that's hopefully what the new movie will be more like instead of all the other Batman movies.
Mm-hmm.
I do hope they bring out more of a detective.
Right. That's one thing they really, really did not shine on at all, except the one, was it the Dark Knight? I think when he did the bullet fingerprint, you know, restructuring investigation.
Yeah,
that wasn't really detective work. That was forensics.
What do you think forensics is? It's detective work.
He shot a bullet and went in front of a computer, and the computer did all the work.
Wow.
It's not like he's down there with like,
not a day and age where you have a micro, you know, like fucking magnifying glass looking at it or anything anymore.
I love seeing him in the room with police officers. Loved it. Like, it really brought me back to the original show.
Interesting.
And I think the Riddler is going to bring out a detective in Robert Pattinson Batman, Bruce Wayne.
Cool. So last trailer, Raised by Wolves. This one was a lot more clear as to how the story is going to go and what it's about. And I'm a huge fan of like heavy like sci-fi stuff like this. So I loved it. I thought it was awesome. What'd you guys think?
I'm dying to hear Nate's answer.
Really? Why?
Yeah, this thing is like right up Nate's alley.
Is it?
And it's very. Go ahead, Nate.
No, I'm interested to hear your psychoanalysis of me.
Trying to figure out how to word this. The ethical idea of can an android raise a child is very heavy in this trailer. I'm excited. It's Ridley Scott, so you know it's going to be messed up to begin with. And the fact that he takes such a strong idea of can a child be raised without an actual parent just really makes you think about the way the future could be and how almost scary it is. But then you have the element of the AI actually thinking that these are their kids or is her kid. And again, that's scary as well because this android will go to great lengths to protect her children. And I just stopped thinking because I gave myself a mini aneurysm just coming up with that stuff out of my ass.
So Nate, is he right? Did he do a good evaluation of your psychosis? Your psyche?
Yeah, he is right because I do think it's interesting to who is fit to raise someone and what qualifies a person to be a parent, and then what does it do to you once you become one? And as Josh said, it's Ridley Scott, so it's going to be good. It's going to be a well thought out movie with very few holes in it. And
it's a series actually. It's going to be a series.
Well, a mini series or?
Oh, that's right.
I don't know.
Also was HBO Max. Was that what came up at the end? I can't remember.
Is it? Yeah.
So even better. That means it will be far more thoroughly thought out. So I'm excited. Did they show Father dying? It looked like they showed Father getting
somebody's getting burned alive
there at some point. Yeah, with some mechanical bits. But I love androids. I want one in the house for like other stuff, Levy.
You know me too well.
And hell yeah, I would let it raise my kids, but not if it had been anywhere near Levy.
Wow.
Might have to clean it out.
Wow.
I think, Nate, you're safe as long as the android doesn't look like Helen Mirren.
All right, let's get back to the trailer before we get on some odd tangent once again. Seems like every 10 episodes, all we do is talk about sex bots. So we should name the show that. Levy?
Damn it. I had a thought.
I guess the last point, you go ahead, think, but that's actually my point, is Josh is right. This movie is going to make you think. It's going to make you wonder about, who is fit to raise. And that's what movies should do. They should make you think. So we spend a lot of time talking about movies that don't make you think at all. And all we care about is how dark or how funny they are. Who gives a fuck? Like, make me think, make me question my own reality. And so I can go home and have an interesting conversation with my friends and family.
Did you watch Deus Ex, Nate?
No.
You should. That's a movie that'll make you think.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's a good movie too.
Yeah, it's another movie about an android. So the nature of AI and whatnot. So it's really, really, really good. Plus the dance scene is awesome.
I love a good dance scene.
It's a good dance scene.
The idea that they built this arc, and then like you have the two androids, at least I believe it's two, that were raising human children, and they were teaching him to not believe in like any type of religion, because that is basically what destroyed civilization before. And then you have the remaining survivors of this civilization coming to find those children to get them back, and then the androids don't want to give them back. I think that's how it's going. It's it's a good question. Like you said, Nick, it makes you think who is the bad guy? Is there a bad guy? I mean, it's like who's right, who's wrong. So it might be one of those things where, depending on your own point of view, you'll either side with one person or the other to see who's right.
I tell you what, it's going to end with, actually it's a series, so it probably never will end, but after 5 seasons, probably
6 seasons in a movie.
The wolf robot and the head of the religious cult on the Ark will realize that they should let the children choose.
I don't think it'll come down to that.
Stupid. Well, it might be stupid. I was hoping that it wouldn't be. I spent a lot of time 2 minutes ago saying Ridley Scott won't make it stupid, but now I'm thinking he might do that.
Well, to be fair, this isn't any way connected to Alien franchise, so I think we're safe there.
That we know of yet.
Oh God! At the very end, like you see like a little egg and like a face hugger comes out. It's like, that would kill it.
Yeah.
Oh no, not again.
Nah. Yeah. You never know. It might tie into the universe somehow, which I'd be fine with, as long as you don't, directly try to cameo something in it. He needs to just kind of walk away from that. just be happy with the movie that he made. I'm really excited for it. Like I said, I like heavy sci-fi stuff like this, so can't wait.
I think this leans very heavily on sci-fi with a giant scoop of undertone of ethics. I'm sorry, I just binged The Good Place, and it's got me thinking about ethics all the time.
What's that about?
That's a great show.
It was a TV show on NBC with Kristen Bell and Ted Danson. You haven't watched it, Jed?
Never heard of it.
It's yeah. It is a comedy. It's only 4 seasons, and I feel like the 4th season was rushed a little bit, but that's a conversation for another day.
Kristen Bell is a horrible, horrible person. She dies. She ends up in heaven, the good place, and she knows she doesn't belong there. And the head angel is telling her about all these wonderful things that she did in her life, and she realizes they definitely have the wrong person.
He's not an angel, he's an architect.
Yeah, they call him the architect. Whatever. I'm just giving him the short and skinny in case he watches it.
That gave me a Matrix flashback. Sorry, go ahead.
So, the long and I don't know how much to tell you. She's actually in hell. She's not really in heaven. I'm going to blow the first season for him.
Yeah.
I'm blowing the first season.
Well, I'm never watching it, but thank you.
No. You should definitely watch it because Josh is right. It makes you question good, bad, evil in small choices that you make throughout the day.
The thing Nate is skipping over is the fact that to get into the good place, it's a point system. Every good deed you do on Earth equals a certain number of points. And since she's in the good place and she knows she shouldn't belong in the good place, she figures, how do I stay in the good place? Oh, I'll start to be a good person. And her quote unquote soulmate is an ethics professor. And who better to teach an Arizona trash bag how to be a good person than someone who knows a shit ton about ethics?
Anyway, it's worth viewing.
Sounds like a show I'll never watch. So
give it a try. Anyways,
good, bad. I'm the guy with the gun. All right, let's move on to the news. The news.
What flavor of news? Weird news? Toy news?
Toy news?
Regular news. Nerd news. Did you guys hear that Resident Evil, it was going to be a series, is officially in development for Netflix? It's going to focus on the Wesker's daughters. It's going to tell a story across 2 timelines. So the first one's going to be the 14-year-old sisters, Jade and Billy, are moved to New Raccoon City. And then the second timeline is going to be more than a decade into the future that sees less than 15 million people left on Earth. And there's like 6 billion monsters, people and animals affected with the T-virus.
Wow.
Jade, now 30, struggles to survive in this new world while the secrets from her past about her sister, her father, and herself continue to haunt her. So that's officially in development now. I have not been up on the Resident Evil games in a long time. I think Leon was probably the last main character that was it 4, maybe 3 that I played. So who's the 2 are the girls that they're talking about?
I don't know. I wasn't aware that Wesker had any daughters.
Oh, okay. So was that part of a game?
I don't know. I haven't played Resident Evil games since Resident Evil 4.
Oh, you're.
I played Resident Evil 2 remake. I haven't progressed the story beyond 4.
Yeah, me too. So I think I'm kind of stuck on who these characters are and how important it's going to be.
I mean, quite frankly, I don't think the series is worth going beyond 4 unless you play 7, because they say 7 is really, really good. But like 5 and 6 are hot garbage.
What was the one they put on the Wii? Was that 4?
That was 4. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, isn't the whole point of Resident Evil just interesting ways to create blood splatter?
I mean, or interesting ways to rationalize zombies, you know?
No, 7 really, really turned the story on its head. From what I understand, I don't really know the whole story, but from what people have told me, the story in Resident Evil 7 really just kind of throws a curveball at everything of what you know about Resident Evil 2. Like, it's not about zombies, really, but it's supposed to be really good. I haven't played it, but and it's there's a VR mode for it too, Jed, if you're interested in that. So
awesome. Yeah, it's like one of those things. You ever get to that point where you're
I don't
like,
know if it's on PC though.
You ever get to that point where you're like, okay, now they're Resident Evil, 8, and you're like 4 or 5 games back, and you're like, God, do I really want to go through all of them just to get to the good one? And if I skip those and I get to the good one, am I missing out on like a lot of like in-game, knowledge cameo things that you would relate to, where you would go, oh, this makes the game so much better.
If they make the game well, then you don't really need to have played the previous, games and stuff. It should find a way to organically bring you up to speed on the story.
Right.
So
I guess I could always like sit back and like watch a Twitch session or something like that of someone playing through it instead of playing it, but or like doing like a all cutscene movie type of thing would get the story, but that's part of the game is to experience it instead of actually like watching it. That's what I keep trying to tell my kids.
You should watch the clip from Resident Evil 5 where Chris Redfield punches a rock. That's just so awesome.
Is it an undead rock?
No. It's a rock it's a big giant boulder that's in his way, and he's trying to push it, so he starts punching it.
Do you know what they should have done? Instead of the Resident Evil TV series, they should have done a TV series based on what was the name of that? I just thought of it and I forgot it. What was the name of that zombie game where you were the photographer and you're stuck in the mall and you were like hitting everybody with like
Dead Rising?
Dead Rising. That would have made a great, I think, TV series. You guys remember that, Nate?
Yeah. I remember Dead Rising.
Josh?
Frank West.
Yeah. Do you guys remember that?
I've covered wars, you know.
Don't remember it at all.
No? Oh, it was like great for its time.
It was Capcom's other zombie video game series.
It was humorous because you could like pick up like benches in the mall and just like wipe out like, 10
anything you could pick up could be a weapon.
Nice. I was not allowed to have video game systems growing up. So
this isn't that old. It's what, like 10 years maybe?
Yeah, but that carries on. Like the only reason I have a system now is because I put it on my registry for my wedding as a joke, and someone actually bought me one. So yeah, it's I've only owned a system for the last what? How long have I married? 3 years.
Don't say that too loudly.
Your joke registry gift was a gaming system. My joke registry gift was a Hello Kitty beach towel.
Yeah, no, I got a PS4 with I
didn't.
Shit.
I got lucky enough where I did a registry and no one bought anything off of it because they figured, F you, Jed. We'll just get whatever the hell we want to get you. I'm like, oh, cool. And like, there's like 3 boxes on the table. I'm like, all right, so nobody got anything on the registry. They were like, it's too expensive, Bed Bath & Beyond. We went into, Walmart and got it or something like that. Anyway, so let's move on. Keanu Reeves had a recent interview, admitted that he wanted to play Wolverine, but acknowledges that it's a little too late. Keanu Reeves says, I always wanted to play Wolverine. When the interview pointed out that it's not too late to make that happen, Reeves laughed and shook his head. It is too late. I'm all good with it now. He later pointed out that it's a role he was serious about, and he specifically wanted to play Frank Miller's Wolverine.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That was actually a pretty good Keanu Reeves that you did there.
Whoa. Cool. So, I don't know.
He's a bit too tall.
Yeah.
Is he still in negotiations?
So is Hugh Jackman, but he did a good job. So, what did you say, Josh? Is negotiations?
Yeah, I heard that Keanu Reeves is in talks to play somebody in the MCU, and it's either
that's old news.
It's leaning towards Ghost Rider.
That was old news. He had discussions with people at Marvel to play a character. No one really said if anything actually solidified. There was no announcement or anything like that. But there was conjecture, and people thought that maybe he would play Johnny Cage.
Johnny Blaze.
Johnny Blaze. Not Johnny Cage.
Franchise,
I can see him playing Johnny Blaze.
Johnny Cage, Johnny Blaze, same guy.
I could see him playing Silver Surfer, honestly.
No, really?
Well,
Galactus is coming. Whoa.
Gambit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he could be Johnny Utah if he were Galactus's Herald. Pull the ripcord, Johnny. You first.
In other news, The Stand, Stephen King's dad adaptation, sets a December date. The Stand will premiere on CBS All Access on December 17th.
And Jetflix the next day.
What's that, Levy?
And Jetflix the next day.
Yeah, right. They're going to be airing on a weekly basis. I'll watch it. I love The Stand.
I like the original. Yeah, the original miniseries was good.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name that was in that series?
Jerry Sinise.
What's it? The guy that is it? William, the guy that plays Death in Bill and Ted.
Jim Sadler.
He was in The Stand, right?
No, I don't think so.
Was he in The Stand?
He was in Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking. Stephen King thing he was in. All right. Where was I going with this?
No idea.
Oh, he was also interviewed. I don't know if it was related to Bill and Ted or not, but he had said that they had filmed a cameo part for him for Ant-Man, where he had played the president in Iron Man, and he did a scene, and they never used it. They used somebody else as a president. So he said that was like a waste of his time, but whatever. So, in other news, The Thing director John Carpenter is teaming with Blumhouse to reboot the classic horror franchise.
That could be interesting.
How so?
Blumhouse is actually doing pretty good with their horror stuff. I'm trying to remember the last Blumhouse horror movie I saw, and I can't. I'm having a massive just cerebral flatulence right now. Talk amongst yourselves. Let me look it up.
I don't know, Olivia. I say leave well enough alone.
April says hi.
Hi, April.
Hi, April.
Say hello. So,
favorite.
if they want to make another movie, I mean, go ahead. I mean, it's not going to take away from the original. It's not going to, make the original worse by its existence. So if they want to do a reboot, let them. I don't give a shit. If it's good, great. If it's not, oh well. Yeah. But if they do a reboot, they're going to need to stick with practical effects. I don't want to see no damn CGI in that shit.
Well, that's what they failed with the last time. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, the last one that really sucks is they did practical effects, and then some executive asshole came in and said, cover that shit up with CGI.
Yep.
So,
and the fucked up part about that is that the VFX guys that did the practical effects didn't even know about it until they said, "I'll watch it." Yeah,
until they sat down at the premiere.
Yep. Fucked up.
And from some of the behind the scenes stuff that I saw of their practical effects, it was fan-fucking-tastic.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So
I guess I'm in the same boat with you. If they do a reboot and it looks decent, then I'll probably watch it. But it's John Carpenter. I'm sure you could think of some other fucked up shit to make. So.
But what's also what also might be an extra benefit of them doing the reboot? It might introduce new people to the original.
That's true.
So, because that original is just a paragon of horror filmmaking. It really is.
It's like a classic. Like it's like Jaws. It like ages well, and it's always watchable, and it's great to go back to every time. And you never get tired of it unless you watch it every day. But I was like when it starts to get cold out and it starts to snow or whatever, like that time of the year, I always like to throw the thing on because I feel like I'm there with those guys.
Yeah. turn the heat off in the house so you can see your breath.
Yeah, I hear the wife coming out. Like, oh no.
Yeah, look to make sure that the wife has you can see her breath. Otherwise, she might be the thing.
Right, I'm gonna have to test her, give her a blood test, tie her up to the chair.
Just check her halo.
Where are your fillings at?
Holy shit! This thing says you're a monster.
Okay, I'd like to take back what I said about Blumhouse being great.
Okay.
I just looked up a list of their horror movies, and for every one good horror movie, there's 7 bad ones.
Tell me the good ones that you think are good.
Have you watched Get Out?
Oh yeah,
that was great.
Yeah, Get Out was good.
Yeah, that's the only one I could find.
Not a great track record there, Josh.
Give me a couple of bad ones.
Fantasy Island, the recent Fantasy Island remake.
I haven't seen it, but the trailer looked great. But okay,
it's very misleading. Let's see, all the Purge movies.
Oh, I like the Purge movies.
They weren't bad.
Yeah,
I watched one and I'm like, this is the dumbest thing ever.
Wow.
I've watched
when you look at it as political satire, it's actually really good.
Mm-hmm. I watched all of them. I thought they were good. I didn't watch this TV series, but I watched the movies.
Happy Death Day.
Those movies are great.
Ugh.
Those movies they're so much fun. They're fun movies. They're really great. Plus, I could look at Jessica Roth all day. So,
what was the Nun? Is that one of them?
Okay, that was pretty awful.
Didn't see that.
It's one of the Conjuring spinoffs.
Insidious. That was just so bad.
Insidious was good.
I think I saw that. What was that one about?
Insidious. That's the one with
Ethan Hawke.
No, that's Purge.
No, Ethan. The Ethan Hawke one is
the writer in the house.
The one with the demon Bagul.
Yeah,
not Insidious. I can't remember it now.
Conjuring.
No.
The one where he's a writer. He moves into the house where the people got murdered. And it's in the attic.
Let me look it up real quick.
Ethan Hawke was in The Purge. He was in the first one.
Yeah. Right. But we're not talking about The Purge, though.
No. So what was Insidious about then?
It was about the family that moves into the house, and the little boy has some weird connection to a demon, and the father...
Sinister.
That was a good movie.
I watched the first Insidious movie, and I'm like, this is so predictable.
But it's by the same guy who did The Conjuring, and James Wan does really good horror.
He did the first Saw movie, didn't he?
I think he was a writer on it.
Yeah. That's why I got really excited for Insidious, because like, ooh, the first Saw movie is like great, and then I see this, I'm like, how is this the same person?
Did you guys see the Amityville reboot with Ryan Reynolds?
I did not.
No, I did not.
I saw that. I liked that a lot, actually. I don't know what made me think of that. Probably, yeah, it was really good. Like, he played a really good crazy guy. So, and it was like it was a real takeaway from like his normal humor, type of roles and stuff. Anyway,
I think that was before Ryan Reynolds like really got.
No, this was after he's
typecast.
pretty famous. I think it was before Deadpool, but he was still doing like movies like one where they were working in the restaurant. Waiting. Yes.
That's
hilarious.
Yeah. Second one's not great, but first one's really funny.
Moving right along. So Olivia Wilde seemingly confirms that her female-centric Marvel movie is Spider-Woman. So
nice.
She's going to be working on and directing Spider-Woman movie for Sony.
Cool.
I wonder if they'll do Jessica Drew.
Oh, for Sony, it's not an MCU film.
No, well, you never know, like however they're going to cross over, like they did Spider-Man, but yeah, it's a Sony movie. But still, I mean, if they could do, like Josh said, if they do the Jessica Drew version, which they should, it should hopefully turn out good. You guys know who Olivia Wilde is, right?
Yeah, from House.
Yeah, which was another good Sherlock Holmes TV show, by the way.
Medical Sherlock Holmes.
Yes, but still Sherlock Holmes.
I could actually see Olivia Wilde playing Jessica Drew.
Yeah, I don't know if she's gonna do the whole acting bit because she's kind of gotten away from that. So, but we'll find out. I guess
she's got to be in her mid 40s at this point too. So like, young. Well, I don't know the comic that well, but does it take place with a character in their 40s, or are they 18 like every other superhero start?
Actually, Jessica Drew didn't she have some type of age slowing thing going on with her?
I don't remember that, but I do remember she did recently have a child.
Well, that's nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
I understand that, but I mean, she
from like regular superhero thing to like she got injected with a serum by her parents, and then she was a spy, and then she was in outer space, and she went through a lot of shit in the books. But I just can't. I thought for sure that there was some type of de-aging or age slowing thing with her. Yeah, I'll have to look it up. It's been a long time since I looked up that character. Speaking of comics, Supernatural star Jensen Ackles joins The Boys season 3 as Soldier Boy, the world's first superhero. Thoughts? First of all, did you guys read the comics?
No.
Why not, Josh?
I never really had a big of interest in it until I saw the TV show. I'm going to be one of those guys. Same thing with Umbrella Academy. That being said, though, I'm glad he's going to do this show because I think it will help him shed. This is not a diss to Supernatural. This is just, he's been doing Supernatural for 15 years?
Yeah, since it started.
This will help him break out of the shell that is Supernatural. It's a completely different thing. Yes, it's
let me
kind of like the same genre, but
let me give you an example how long Jensen Ackles has been doing Supernatural. His previous role to that was Dark Angel.
Holy shit.
That's a long time ago. And it's cool that he's going to be playing like a parody of Captain America. So the character Soldier Boy is basically like, like how Captain America is the first super soldier type of thing, first Avenger. That's how this character is supposed to be in their universe. So
is he going to be a psychopath like Homelander?
It depends on like how they go with him. If they're going to do like flashbacks of like when he was in, the war and stuff, because he's basically plays like this idiot who thinks like he was supposed to be like real heroic, and he like gets his entire like platoon killed and stuff. It's plays like a coward and stuff. But like in the present day kind of thing, like he was like this just a weird wannabe. Like he wanted to be part of their team, and they were like always said no. And he's like, but I'm this guy, and that kind of a character. So nothing resembling Captain America's values or anything like that. Just kind of the same type of origin story. Like
just
he was the first one who tried this.
Yeah, if they had picked a shitbag instead of
right, exactly. It was the first one that they tried the serum on that gave him.
So he's basically Steve Rogers' polar opposite.
Yeah, basically. Yep. But you're right. It's the funny part is like Eric Kripke is doing the boys, and Eric Kripke did Supernatural for 5 years. So he had jokingly said, I'm found out that when I was a small child, I realized that I have to keep Jensen Ackles in working all the time. that's my mission in life, just to give him a job. So anyway, and that's all the news I got. Like I said, I mentioned earlier, I watched all Attack on Titan, which is fantastic. If you haven't watched the rest of the season or the series, it should. It gets really good. I watched the Train to Busan 2 last night.
Yeah.
How'd that treat you? We were worried that it was going to be not as interesting as the first one.
Yeah, it wasn't like like Hong Kong Drift or anything like that. It was actually good. The trailer is kind of misleading. I think because they tried to pack a lot of the action stuff into it to make it look interesting. But think of like, how can I compare it? Think of like the first movie like being Alien, and this one being like Aliens. It's like a more action-y version of it, but the whole premise to get them back to Busan, or to get back to the whole island, is the whole money thing, which makes sense, because if you have like a city or a town or whatever, or a whole country basically wiped out and it's just all zombies, there is all that money and gold that's just sitting there waiting to be gotten by whoever decides they want to try to get it. So that was like the premise. And then, but there's a lot more story to it behind that. And then, they kind of deal with like people that were there stationed as like peacekeepers, and they were there too long, and they kind of want to look crazy. So it's like, these rogue soldiers that are there, and there's a lot more story to it. And that whole, driving around, hitting all the zombies thing was like basically like kind of one part of the movie. Yep. So it's good. There's no dub of it yet. I watched the subs, but I liked it. I thought it was decent.
I prefer to watch in sub.
Yeah. Oh, in subs? Dub. Okay.
Yeah, dubs are terrible. Like you can like relax a little bit more with the visuals, but it's not the best way to enjoy the actors' performances.
What was really odd too is that there was a lot of parts in it where they switched from speaking I think it was Korean. I think that's what it was, Korean to English. The subs went away and they were actually talking English because it was just really weird. There was a lot of English parts in it. But yeah, Nate, if you want that, I'll throw it up on Jetflix.
Please do.
Cool. I liked it a lot. I thought it was definitely way better than the trailer made it out to be. Good stuff. And we were talking about High Score earlier. That's definitely a good documentary everybody should check out too. If you're into the whole video game thing, and there are a lot of little tidbits of information that you never really knew about, like the guy that invented Ultima and stuff actually wrote an original like adventure game on a teletype machine, which, if nobody knows what that is, that was like before personal computers came out. So you had like schools and businesses and stuff where there's like a machine that would always be printing something. So when you did it, it would like you wait for the printout to come out instead of seeing it on a display on a monitor. So, but you could still program stuff in it. But it was like a dot matrix printer that was always printing out papers. So anyway, check it out. It's really good. I watched like the first 3 episodes of it so far, and it's been pretty good. So, and weird news, Levy. What do you got for the weird news?
I put a couple pictures in the chat. This is a story from nextshark.com, And I call it "Get This Woman a Medal," because she risked her life to save her husband's Gundam collection during an intense flood in China.
It's a good wife.
Yeah. So apparently there was in Chongqing municipality in China, there was some really intense flooding. And this woman's husband was an avid collector of Mobile Suit Gundam model kits and toys. And unfortunately, like they evacuated their home, but he couldn't go back to save his collection because he didn't know how to swim. Fortunately for him, he married a long-distance swimmer. And so she swam back to the apartment, grabbed their boxes, and got on a rubber boat. And then rescuers and their dog Oreo rushed to help pull her boat to safety. So there's some pictures in there of her with these boxes of Gundam toys and models in this inflatable boat. And she saved them from being destroyed.
Let me make sure I got the story right. So they evacuated. She swam back to the house, blew up the raft, I guess, and then loaded it up with stuff. And then
they didn't specifically say that she blew up the raft, but that she must have, because according to the story, they said that she got it after she after she returned to the house. So
interesting.
But here's another picture of the sack of Gundams.
Cool.
So the husband can't swim. Is that not him in that second picture? She picked up the Gundams and another dude? No,
I'm not sure. I think that might be maybe another rescuer, or I don't know. I don't know what's going on in the photos there, but according to the story, she went back into the house and saved his toys.
All right.
Awesome. She was using it as pickup lines. I got Gundams. Anybody want Gundams?
That was a scalper chasing her on the boat, trying to get them.
Hey, I can help you with those.
Before we get into weird news, I have some breaking news. Chadwick Boseman just died.
What? Are you serious?
Are you fucking kidding me?
Dude, Matt,
come on.
Deluxe posted it in the chat. This is from the Seattle Times. Black Panther star Chadwick Boseman dies of cancer at 43.
Come on.
It is. It's on TMZ and Variety and Washington Post. Wow.
Boseman was diagnosed with colon cancer 4 years ago.
No shit. That's crazy.
Holy shit.
Huh.
Sorry to bring it down and everything, but
oh my god,
that is terrible.
That's out of nowhere.
Really sucks. Rest in peace, man.
That does suck.
Wow. That does suck, man.
Was there ever anything posted about him having cancer? Because I don't remember anything.
Never heard of him having cancer.
He kept it so. According to the Seattle Times, Boseman had not spoken publicly about his diagnosis.
Fuck.
That's all it says.
Yeah, it's very limited on news. Whew. That's a bummer, man. Stage 3 in 2016. He died.
Everybody on Facebook.
He died in his home with his wife and his family by his side.
His Facebook page just confirmed it. Sorry to bring it down, guys.
He says recently Chadwick was sparked concern among his fans as he appeared very thin in videos on social media. His worry nearly overshadowed the impactful words he wanted to share with the world about Jackie Robinson and the pandemic. Wow, that is definitely like a heartbreaking situation where it's just something out of the blue like that.
Mm-hmm. Like he was a great actor. I mean, James Brown, phenomenal job. Black Panther, I mean, no one could have played it better, honestly.
Well, I remember when he was like first cast for the role, and I remember seeing him in like all of his other movies and stuff like 42.
I have not seen that.
Oh, really? Yeah, it's a good movie. So yeah, that's really sad.
R.I.P. man.
I'm a big fan of cancer.
No.
So
2020 sucks ass.
Yeah, I'll say.
All right. Sorry. Weird news.
All right. Give me a minute here.
Sorry, man.
Wow. That's that's crushing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go ahead and move on here. I learned that there is a Facebook group where the members take photographs and videos of them pointing loaded guns at their crotches to quote unquote own the libs.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, to I guess trigger them because they're exercising poor gun safety. So obviously the inevitable happened, and some poor schlub shot himself in the balls.
What a fucking idiot! He deserves to have no balls.
So he posted a video of himself pointing his .45 caliber M1911 at his genitals. After a brief pause, the gun suddenly went off, and he says, "Hey boys, I might have fucked up." And he posted a picture of a photo with a towel stuffed between his legs, along with blood spattered all over the floor, and a copy of the Constitution, according to Vice. I should also mention that this is from the guardiansofdemocracy.com. The original footage was quickly deleted, but the group's members later uploaded it again, and the outlet reported, "God's caliber went through my scrotum, mattress, box spring, and floor," the man wrote as he bled out. He had originally thought that it was a graze, but then he learned, much to his chagrin, that he had actually gone in and out of his scrotum.
Ooh.
Yep, because there was a distinct entrance and exit wound.
Ooh.
So,
but he missed the nuts.
Did he though? I'm not sure if it's
really matter.
No, it doesn't, because that's just
No, it totally matters. You could do like a cool, not Prince Albert. That's the tip, right? You know, like
doing a Prince Albert with a Colt 45.
Cheers.
Blow up your dick.
But no. Yeah.
Jesus,
It's a bit much, but
wow.
But you know, like you get those earplugs for the larger gauge ear holes.
Gauging your scrotum.
Yeah, you can gauge that scrotum.
Wow.
45 caliber gauge.
Yeah.
I mean, a 45 caliber gauge isn't really that big, but once it's fired out of a gun,
it is when it's in your scrotum.
Oh yeah,
when
that's
it
true.
comes to exit, the exit is bigger than the entrance. So
Yeah.
Talk about threading the needle.
So yeah.
yay.
Fuck that idiot.
Well,
Prince Albert.
When you mess around with guns like that, you get what's coming to you.
yeah.
You know, whatever happens is whatever happens, and I don't feel bad for you because you're I would feel bad if you hurt someone because you're irresponsibility, but when you hurt yourself because you're on irresponsibility, I have no pity for you. So
Why was he even loaded? You know, at that point,
Yeah.
Who would know?
Because he's an idiot.
Yeah.
Take your picture with your unloaded pistol. Fuck, just go grab a Polygon, transform that fucker.
Or use a water
they
gun.
violated so many rules of gun ownership just by taking those pictures.
Yeah.
Transforming a Polygon.
On to the next story.
Yeah. What else you got, Levy?
I call this next story Ninja.
Okay.
And it comes from SoraNews24.com. This was posted back on August 20th. And in a town called Iga in Japan's Mie Prefecture, it's supposedly the birthplace of ninja tradition and tactics. And there is a ninja museum, the Iga-ru Ninja Museum, located in this town. And apparently they were robbed by burglars. At roughly 1:30 a.m. on Monday on August 17th, security camera footage shows a car pulling up near the museum's administrative office, a one-story wooden structure separate from the rest of the facility. At least one person can be seen getting out of the car and forcibly changing the angle of the camera to obscure what happens next. A very ninja move. But investigators say a crowbar... investigators say a crowbar or similar device was used to force the office's door open. The break-in triggered the security system. Police were summoned, but by the time they arrived on site, the thieves were gone, as was a 50-centimeter tall, 150 kilograms, or 330 pound safe, which had been storing the museum's recently collected money from ticket and souvenir sales. The museum says there was at least 1 million yen, or $9,430 in the safe at the time. Investigators estimate the entire crime took only 3 minutes because
only 2 million
yen or anything if not speedy.
Did you say 1 million yen?
Yeah, 1 million yen.
That's a lot of money for
$9,430 US.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not worth robbing a joint for. I'm not going to rob a place for $10K.
Some suspected it might have been the.
I wouldn't think you would keep 10K like in a private safe. Like you would think you would dump that stuff at the bank at the end of the week or whatever. You know.
Some people suspect it might have been the Koga Ninja clan of Shiga Prefecture, Iga's historical rivals. However, the more likely scenario. The more likely scenario is that the burglary is simply the work of opportunistic non-ninja crooks.
Non-ninja.
It's an initiation test.
The only clue was one footprint with only 2 large toes.
A pizza box was left at the scene.
Man.
And for my last story, I've been playing Flight Simulator a lot lately.
I've heard,
and I got to thinking,
we all have.
How great it would be to actually have the ability in the game to actually run your own airline business. Where you start out small. Remember the show Wings?
Yeah.
Where they would fly passengers to Nantucket Island, back and forth to Boston and stuff like that. And you can start out with a small business like that, and then move up to a larger airline service, and then worry about the business side of things, but then also fly the planes and stuff. That way, it'll give you more objectives to fulfill rather than just kind of flying in a sandbox, because there really are no objectives in this game unless you play the challenge modes and stuff. So I got to thinking, it's like, well, maybe is there a game like that already? So I started looking around and did some searching, and I came across this, and this is from Google.com, or I'm sorry, /gear.com. My bad. /gear. There's a game coming out in October, I believe, called Airplane Mode. And what it is it lets you experience a 6-hour flight in real time as a passenger and coach.
Why?
Why would anybody want that?
So basically, you sit there and you get served a meal. You can have access. You can have access to Wi-Fi if it's working. I'm serious. It's random as to whether or not the Wi-Fi works.
That's a very masochist game. I mean,
you have access to a smartphone. You have
you get the air catalog that you can read.
Yeah, you have magazines you can read. You can also watch full movies from the 1930s.
Oh my god!
Can you hijack the plane?
What's that?
Can you hijack the plane?
No, you sit there in your seat for the duration.
No. If this is going to be realistic, I need to get up and take a leak.
You might be able to. I don't know.
Maybe I want to join
baby behind you.
Unfortunately,
they said there will be screaming babies and whatnot. So,
fuck this game.
If none of that stuff can serve to entertain you, you can basically just look out the window and watch the clouds roll on by, because you do get a window seat. So there is that.
There's a challenge mode where they come to say that you have to get off the plane because they moved your ticket.
Is the DLC able to buy first class tickets?
Can you imagine if they include the lobby? You had to sit in the lobby to wait for the flight and then get through the terminal to get onto the plane.
Go through security, and then you gotta wait. You gotta wait for them to call your boarding group.
I got a great
press B to take your shoes off. Press A to put them on the conveyor belt.
I got a great idea for a side quest, and it's just fighting over the armrest. And you do it like in Mortal Kombat, where the button mash. Like, no, this is my armrest. No, it's mine.
I think that they've gone a little too far with the simulation experience here, because like I said, this flight is in real time. It's a 6-hour flight, and so
will there be a VR version?
Probably.
That's the only reason to play this at all, and as maybe like a date training game, like how to hit on somebody 101.
How surreal would it be if you're playing the game while you're on a 6-hour flight?
Flightception. Yeah,
that's the only time
you're playing on your Oculus Quest.
Yeah, so you're like a reality within a reality.
Oh, that's funny.
There was what was the God damn it! What was the name of the M. Night Shyamalan movie with Bruce Willis? Where he was on the train.
Unbreakable.
Oh. I was on a man, Nate, what's the fast train that goes up the coast called? The Excella. I was on an Excella train from Philly to Boston, and I brought that Blu-ray with me, or my DVD. Actually, it was DVD. That's how long ago. I brought that DVD with me, and I was watching it. So the whole train thing accident happens.
Yeah.
The people next to me, they're just shaking their head, and I'm like, what? So we're on a train, and I'm watching a movie about a train accident. Who cares?
That'd be like being on a plane and watching the airplane crash scene from the movie Knowing,
or Alive. Yeah, exactly.
Alive.
Yeah. That is definitely weird. Yeah, that
is funny. So
Unbreakable. What a great movie.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I did enjoy it.
P.S.
Good movie.
So,
you have anything else?
That's it for weird news. That's it for weird news. Right.
So, move on to the toy news. Did you and Josh round up some toy news for us this week?
I do have some toy news. Let me.
I did as well. I'll just throw them in the Discord. And
you want? Do you want to go first, Josh?
No,
I'll go first. Actually, I'm gonna bring this up real quick. Okay. So, a friend of ours, Chris Bishop, who has what's the name of his site? Limited Number of Wives Customs, I think it is, on Facebook. The LNOW. He created some 6-inch versions of Chip and Carly for Transformers, G1 versions of them, and they came out pretty good, I thought.
What do you guys do?
Yeah, they actually did turn out really nice.
The head sculpts are kind of, they're clearly sculpts,
right?
But and I kind of like how they're larger than what you would expect on a 6-inch body.
I just like the idea that someone can mishmash, Marvel Legends figures together and make these, characters fairly easily. I mean, Peter Parker Retro is you threw him in a wheelchair and did a little bit here and there you have Chip. So,
but it looks like really good. I mean, it looks really close to the animation.
Yep, it was. He added some extra poof to the jacket, and then changed its tone and the color of the shirt, and bam, Chip
and
changed.
The glasses. Put lenses in the glasses. Yeah. So shout out to Chris for making that stuff. Can't wait to see what the rest of his wave is going to be.
Yeah, the car looks good too.
So what do you guys got?
I am looking for one last link that this is going to make Nate very happy.
Shout out to Brother Kyle, because all his dreams came true the other day when Hot Toys announced that there's going to be a Ahsoka release coming up.
Oh, yeah. He loves that character.
I'm surprised you waited so long to pre-order it.
You know what figure that I am so surprised that they have not come out with yet in the Black Series? Freaking Asajj Ventress.
That's a good point. Yeah, I don't think I've... That is
the one figure that I would buy from Black Series, and they haven't made her yet.
What are you talking about? I thought you bought Revan.
Revan? I did. No, I mean, but I already have Revan. So.
Oh.
But, and I already got my Han Solo and R2 just in case, but and Lando. But she's like the one character from Black Series that I would scoop up with a quickness.
Just in case.
No, not just in case to have, because I love Asajj Ventress.
There was posted a video about a week ago. Someone did a deep fake of the Han Solo movie, but they put Harrison Ford deep faked onto Solo's character.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see it? Did you see the Billy Dillon?
No, I didn't actually watch the video. I saw the post.
Oh, okay. It was really well done. Just check it out. So who's going first?
Josh has his stuff here, so we'll let him go.
Okay, so in no particular order, let me go back into the chat to see what I actually put in there. Oh, first thing I posted, everything I got was from Dime Chalk. This first thing is from Mastermind Creations. This is I think the 5th version of this mold, but this is IDW Getaway.
Okay.
From More Than Meets the Eye.
Yep.
and I think it looks really good. I'm sick of this mold, but
I like the color.
Yeah, the colors are really nice. I hope that they're doing this to pay for my fucking Autobot tapes.
Nate, I'm with you, man.
Sure they are.
I'm dying to see anything more about those Autobot tapes, man.
I mean, I'm really hoping that that's why this is coming out.
I'm telling
because it is
you
just
that
another
Bruticus,
remake.
once it's done, we'll start seeing stuff like that. We will totally see stuff like that once Bruticus is done.
But if I'm looking at just this thing, it looks cool. Like, if I were still in a place where I could buy whatever I wanted and it didn't matter how much space it took up, then I would definitely be interested in this. Because I like oddball characters that don't really matter that much, and then somebody makes me give a shit about them, and the IDW comic did that with this character. But right now, I definitely don't need this thing.
I always tell myself, like, I don't need an IDW shelf. I don't need an IDW shelf. I don't need an IDW shelf. And then they come up with something like this, and I'm like, God damn it! Don't need an IDW
I can tell
shelf.
myself that. I can tell that myself once, and I'm pretty satisfied with not having an IDW shelf.
Yeah.
How about you, Levy?
See, the thing is, like, the reformatted line, I like mixing that with my cross dimension.
Oh.
I like incorporating both lines into my headcanon. So
Nice. Did you get their whirl?
I always wanted to, and I never did.
Yeah, I heard that was a surprisingly good figure.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I never got around to it. And is it still available?
Probably.
I don't know, maybe. I was reposting today, and someone took a picture of the third version of Ollie, and they said it was surprisingly a good figure now.
Oh, third time's the charm, right?
Yeah. Okay, so next thing I know you guys
Third
really don't
version
talk
of
about.
XTB Ollie.
What's that, Nate?
Third version of XTB Ollie.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like with all the problems fixed, I think, or most of them.
Oh, I thought they did that with the second version, though.
Yeah.
Did they? Well, this one has like die cast in it, and
Yeah, the second one had die cast. Are you sure it didn't mean the second one?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
I thought they were doing a third one though. I thought they showed like a promotional thing for that. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look. I swore I thought I saw that.
Oh.
Anyway, moving right along. Josh, what do you got?
Moving along. I know you guys don't really collect Hasbro stuff, but I thought this was really cool. This is
you're wrong, because Levy completely collects Hasbro stuff.
Well, you guys really don't talk about that much on the show. Mike doesn't collect.
That's right. Keep going.
Anyways,
that's because Mike suppresses Levy's collection.
Yeah. These, I don't know if this is new news or old news, but this was new to me today. These are pictures of either Earthrise or Kingdom Soundwave, which is a G1, a very G1 looking Soundwave.
Now I think you're wrong. This is the Netflix version of the Soundwave.
Oh, it's Netflix?
I believe so.
Yeah. It's the Walmart exclusive.
Regardless, this thing looks really good for Hasbro. I mean, it's a giant box, and that's what Soundwave is supposed to be. And
I mean, it is a heavy retool of the Siege Soundwave, but it looks great.
Oh yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what's in his. And the third picture, there's that gun in his chest. I'm like, why is there?
Yeah.
That why is that there? Why?
Well, they probably put it in there to hold it. So.
Oh. Speaking of Hasbro, apparently there's going to be another 2-pack of medics from the Earthrise line. We have Ratchet, and I am blanking on the name of the
Moonracer.
Lifeline.
Oh, Lifeline?
Yes, which is based off of the RC mold.
Yeah.
And
yeah, she's called up here in the thing here it says that her name's Lifeline.
And God,
because I'm looking at her, and that's Moonracer.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying that.
But apparently, this is the first of 5 packs.
Mm-hmm.
They have not said anything about the next 4, but there are teasers. This is only a screenshot I took of the post, but I don't know if they're Amazon only or exclusively on Amazon.com. Josh, read the fucking post.
Yeah, I already pre-ordered this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Olivia, you may know this. Is this in line with, like, say, the Conehead 2-pack or the Ironhide and Prowl 2-pack, or is this something completely different?
What do you mean in line with?
Well, the post says that this is the first of 5.
Okay. I mean,
or it says each of these 5 packs, I should say.
Yeah. I don't know, because I mean they've already released. Amazon has already released or put up a pre-order 2 packs with the Conehead Seekers and the Ironhide and Prowl set.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know. That's I don't know why they would call this. If that's the case, I don't know why they would say this is the first of 5 2-packs. Because they've already, solicited 2 packs, one of which has already been released.
Well, I misread the post. It says each of the 5 packs,
Mm-hmm.
so this is not the first of 5. Or wait,
okay.
This first pack features Ratchet and so it is the first of 5.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. Yeah.
Okay. And the last thing I wanted to talk about, I wanted Nate to be here, but he is away right now. So we're gonna wait. Indisposed. So, Levy, you want to post some pictures in the chat?
Well, I'll let you finish.
Well, the last thing I want to talk about is the TT Hongli PF01 Red Falcon, which is the TV's Starscream.
Mm-hmm.
And I know
I have a bunch of pictures of this too.
Yeah, I didn't want to post the pictures. That's why I put the Facebook links in the chat. And are you collecting T-Beast stuff, Levy?
TB stuff?
T-Beast.
No.
Like Generation Toy, Red Bull.
No, but after having looked at
are you collecting tuberculosis at all?
Yeah. Yes, I'm collecting tuberculosis. No, after looking at some of these shots, I'm sorely tempted to freaking to go in on this, but
yes, I am in on this. I am in on this.
I will wait for the SLB review next year.
This thing supposedly comes out in September.
So the review will be coming next year.
Yes, pretty much.
So next year
I'll still be doing reviews from the stuff I got. Nate, what are your thoughts on TB Starscream here?
It looks really good. It has no place in my collection, but it looks really good. I thought about maybe waiting for them to do a Thundercracker, because that's another character that I just collect multiples of. But if once I get the Thundercracker, I'm sure I will get it in hand and go, wow, this thing is amazing. Now I need the Skywarp, and let's see if the Starscream's still available. So we'll see. But I saw a side-by-side with MP11, and I couldn't get a confirm from the gentleman who sent it to me on how legitimate it was. And actually, I haven't even looked to see on the listing what the inches they claim it will be. But it looked huge. Like, it looked like Starscream only came up to MP11 only came up to like chest level on this thing, if that. So it's
I found the picture of him staying next to
quote unquote a beast.
Wah, wah.
So that link I just put in the chat is the picture of him staying next to MP11, and this thing is ginormous. They even swapped the heads, and the MP11 head, to me, it looks really good on the Red Falcon here. That's just my opinion. Jed, what do you think?
When I saw the prototypes for it, like way back when, I was really into it. And then I read a little bit more about it, like how it was kind of based on a Kit Bash model from another, like a Gundam type of framework. And then I kind of looked at the finished product, the painted stuff, and I don't know if I'm like really into it or not anymore. So I'm kind of like I'm not sure, maybe type of thing, but it looks cool. But is there a waist swivel on it? I don't think so. I don't think there is. So I'm not sure. I think I'm just going to wait and see what everybody else says about it first.
SLB review coming like, March 2021.
Yeah, I'm on the fence. Really am, because it's like one of those things that's like way out there. It doesn't line up with anything else. kind of like the 3A Prime when that came out. I was like really into the way that looked, but it was like way out of scale and stuff. But I don't know. I don't know. Kind of like I said, I'm on the fence about it.
I had one more question.
Neat in Shut It. I think it would look really neat in the same display with those Kang Toys Predacons, as though they were battling on that same planet. They got those modes.
Yeah, that's a good point. That would kind of like make it kind of work in with the others. But
other than that, I wouldn't know where the hell to put it. But I didn't get the bowl.
The MMC Laserbeak and Buzzsaw would probably scale well with this size, right?
Yeah, but I'm fine with them on my MP shelf too. I think I'm the only collector alive that is fine with that. But
no, I am too. I am. I'm just saying that it would kind of fit in better for everybody else. If you kind of had like that Laserbeak flying next to this, Starscream Eagle Turkey, whatever it is. So, amalgamation.
Yeah, it's some sort of like Phoenix Falcon thing.
I really want to see what people say about it once they have it in hand and they move it around and see if there's like anything, wrong with it like that way. So,
I mean, tail feathers look awesome. Like the bird mode, like I want to say it looks awesome, but you're right. What kind of bird is that? I'm not sure.
Right.
But the feathering that they did do on it is pretty badass.
There are some videos out there of the transformation and the way that the feathers and everything fold into the wings. It looks really good. So, Olivia, there's no need for wing fillers.
Oh, good.
I remember someone saying about that video, they said it transforms basically in the same manner as a certain Gundam kit. And I don't remember which one they mentioned, but that in itself kind of lends to the story of it being kind of based off of another kit that, and wasn't TB, or what's the name of this thing called again? The company TD.
No, it's I have it here. TT Hong Lee.
TT Hong Lee. Didn't they do KOs of Gundam at one point in their history?
I don't know. Possibly.
That's what I've heard.
Look that up. But that might make sense then too. So I don't know. It's like I said, I'm still on the fence. So
that's all I got.
The face sculpts and the lighting effects are nice.
I do like the face sculpt. That's very Transformers Prime.
Yep.
Looking. So okay. So earlier this week, there were some leaks of some upcoming Transformers Kingdom figures. And so we saw pictures of Cheetor, Black Arachnia, and Warpath, actually. So let me get those posted up there.
I'm surprised a lot of people didn't notice Warpath.
Yeah, he's kind of like just thrown in there haphazardly next to all those Cheetors. So, but so what do you guys think? God,
on the Cheetor is okay, but the robot mode looks like a $12 toy, and that's what I think. I just don't collect this stuff anymore. Like I don't. If I usually pick up one figure from a Hasbro line just to check out the line. So I may do that with one of these, but not these characters because I've already got them in the MP line. So for me, they're just not for me. But they look okay, and they will satisfy chug collections.
It's funny how like a lot of the Beast Wars collectors, they looked at this stuff, they're all excited that they're getting new Beast Wars figures, but then they look at it and it's like, it's kind of like the same stuff that they already have, and they're like, they're like shitting on it.
Welcome to G1 collecting.
They're getting picky now. They're like, oh, it's not as good as this, and don't forget there was also the Rat Trap that people showed. That was that one.
I have images of that then too.
Yeah, it's it's not, or it's either like almost like what they got already, or it's like it's not something that's gonna like really zap people and go, wow, that's awesome. So, but
I honestly like that Black Arachnia.
Like people are like saying that Cheetor looks like shit, and it's a lot of different varied opinions on it.
That was mostly me.
Yeah. No, there's other. there's other people out there that, and specifically Beast Wars, collectors that are like, it looks like trash or it looks like garbage. And there's other ones that say, hey, I love it. Can't wait to get it. But it's just funny how they're putting their top hats on and the monocle and they're going, well, this is not as good as the thing that we had before. So hey, it's mainline Beast Wars and it's 2020. I mean, you should be happy, right? You're getting something new. So
you get what you asked for.
I mean, that's one of their biggest complaints is that, they're always constantly rehashing G1 stuff. Move on to something else, and here they are. And some of them, not all of them, but some of them are apparently not happy. It's like, well, I for one actually like these. I think they look nice. The Cheetor doesn't, it's not terribly accurate to the old Cheetor character model, but I think it looks good. I like what I'm seeing here, and I like the cheetah mode. I think the cheetah mode looks great. And I really like the Black Arachnia. The Black Arachnia looks really good. I think she looks really accurate to the original character model. These picture of the spider mode is very blurry. But
is this Legends scale?
Judging, I have a picture of the Rat Trap, and that's really small. That's actually smaller than the Deluxe Bumblebee. I have a size comparison pic of that, but. And then they got Warpath in his traditional tank mode here too. So I'll be very happy to pick that up.
Did you get a Sheridan?
Which one's Sheridan? Oh, Fan Stores? No, I didn't. I'm staying with my War Dog. So
yeah, you are.
I'm staying with mine too, but I also got a Sheridan.
The one thing I noticed about Cheetor's... Oh, sorry. One thing
Hasbro does Warpath well. They always have. Like they did it well with their classics, and I'm sure this one will be really good too. I mean, I'm just looking at it half transformed there, and it looks good.
I wonder what these are going to retail at. I think they're going to be at 20.
I think Cheetor is going to be deluxe. So 20. Black Arachnia
22.
They don't do Legends scale anymore. So it'll be considered deluxe. So I'm thinking Black Arachnia and Rat Trap will be $20. Warpath will be $20. Mm-hmm. One thing I like about the robot mode for Cheetor is you look at his shins, the beast mode legs fold up into the shins, so you don't have these cheetah feet hanging off the back. But that midsection looks, I don't like that at all. Cheetor looks great though.
Now, this is supposed to be with the same wave that we're going to get like a Grimlock, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Studio Series Grimlock?
No. I thought the whole kingdom, they were going to include like a Grimlock and a Daniel or a Spike or something like that.
I don't know. I don't remember. I think I did hear something about that. I don't know too much about it though.
Or maybe is that the 86 line that I'm thinking of? I might be thinking of that.
I think it might be the Studio Series 86 line.
Yeah, I think I'm confusing that. So if they don't consider this a Legends scale anymore, I mean, I would think that Rat Trap is Legends, don't you think?
Oh, Rat totally Trap Legends. Can't be a $20 figure.
That Bumblebee is $20.
What makes more sense, this or like is it the Transport Element that's doing those Legends?
Yeah.
That's from what I saw from Transform Element, they look really nice.
Yeah, I mean, but you're probably getting a better quality.
Yeah, you
figure out of it, I think.
50, $60, I think they are going for. These are guys going to be like 20, 30.
Mm-hmm. I still think that's way too much to pay for a figure this size, but
right. What, 20, 30 or 50, 60?
Oh no, well, both 20. Actually.
Yeah.
12.
Yeah, but no, I mean for third-party Legends, I think still $50, $60 is too much to pay for a figure of that size.
They should have been 35.
Yeah.
Period.
So, but yeah, so from these Rat Trap pictures, you can see how tiny he really is. He's, like I said, he's actually shorter than the Netflix Bumblebee.
What's the Nate? What's that Rat Trap that's in the other picture that's comparing it with that? Is that
is Generations?
That's the Generations.
Generations.
Yeah, the Thrilling 30 Generations. From what I understand, that was a really good figure.
It is. I own it, and it looks fine on my shelf next to the MPs.
Yeah. Now, yeah,
cool.
like they that and the Rhinox, they scale pretty well with the MPs, right?
Well, this does. The Rat Trap does. The Rhinox, no.
No? Okay.
That's going to be an expensive MP figure.
Oh, okay.
That'll be large. I mean, it'll probably be, like Dinobot kind of size and bulk, minus the extra height that Dinobot has, just from kind of creature it is. But Rhinox should be pretty much larger, twice as large as that Voyager. But it looks fine on the shelf. Like, I'm okay with it there right now. And I would prefer that other figures came out first because I have that Voyager, but it is too small.
Okay, so does anyone else have anything to say about these?
Nope.
Okay, so moving on, I have some additional pictures of the Red Falcon. I have some shots showing the accessories. Let's see here.
Do tell.
And here's that. I'm also going to include that size comparison shot with the MP11 Nate.
Oh, and I'm happy it comes with a flight stand.
So here's the accessories it's coming with. So it comes with 2 sets of blades, 2 traditional swords, and 2 blades that fit into the forearms above the fists. Comes with a stand. Looks like it's a sticker sheet.
Oh, Nate's in now.
You don't see that too often.
No,
you don't. God damn it.
Yep. And,
oh man, that's a lot of little stickers. That looks like so much fun.
And you have the size comparison here with MP11, though. I mean, that could or could not be, where they're both in frame together, or could be a composite shot. It's difficult to tell, at least from my eyes. I mean, Nate, you have a better eye for that than me. I'm sure.
I have no way of telling. That's why I'm like, is this legitimate? I don't know. I didn't even look at the height on the listing of the figure. We'd be able to tell right away just by doing that.
So I like the swords. I like the blades coming out of the arms. I think they look really neat. He comes with his no raise. So there's that. But we already talked about this figure at length. So I am going to move on to.
Before you move on, Levy, what's that in the accessory picture with all the together? What's that piece that's right in front of the 2 heads?
I believe that is an adapter for the stand.
Oh, okay.
So last week, I think it was, MMC revealed the existence of their Optus Plexus. Was that his name?
Sounds good.
Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about.
Optus Plexus. It's their Optimus Prime. Their IDW Cybertronian mode Optimus Prime. So he looks really good.
Optimus Prime. Yep.
It's actually Orion Pax, not Optimus Prime. It's early IDW.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's when he's a cop.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure? Because he's got a Matrix.
I remember seeing Optimus Prime looking like this in I can't remember the comic it was, but he was Optimus Prime. He looked just like this. And that truck mode doesn't really. Well, I guess it could look like Orion Pax, but I mean, to me, this looks like it's Optimus Prime.
Like that I'll give it a think. But you're right, Levy. There is a comic where he does have that look and is Prime. But
the thing that impresses me most about this is the level of articulation on this thing.
Oh yeah, look at that hand, just splayed out. That looks like a
But that ab crunch, look at that. He can reach down and touch his toes, and I wasn't planning on getting this, but I mean, how I love articulation. So
and it's a step up for MMC.
We have the Make Toys, Cross Dimensions, and it was really good at it with articulation as well.
Yeah.
I'm kind of happy with that, and that's what this size is, right? It's like a chug size, right?
Yeah, it's from the reformatted line, so it scales with all the reformatted figures, I imagine.
Did you guys see that?
What's that?
What?
This is from volume 5 of the early Transformers IDW. This is Orion Pax from the comic.
Yeah, no, I believe you, but I'm telling you, I've seen Optimus Prime looking like this. So,
Age of the whole series where they're where I think Thunderwing is gathering together.
Yeah, it was a story about Thunderwing.
6 bots to steal their power to open up a portal to another dimension or some shit. He kind of looks like that in that one. Sorry, it's very vague and it's all I've got.
Yeah, I have the trade paperback for it. I remember that there was a battle between, was it Devastator and Defensor in there?
Age of Wrath.
Yeah, I don't
Age
remember.
of Chaos.
Anyway, no, the name of the story was like Storm something or other.
Oh yeah, Stormbringer.
Stormbringer, that's it. Yeah, Stormbringer. But anyway, okay, so I think it looks great. I think I mean, if I were to get it, he would make a great addition to my Optimus Prime shelf because I have one of those. I think April's gonna look at it and she's gonna be like, "Why did you get another Optimus Prime?"
But if you put it a few figures back, she'll never notice.
Oh, she'll notice.
and that's when you say, "But honey, it's not Optimus Prime; it's Orion Pax."
It's
Loophole.
Yeah. So, all right. So up next, we got some new product shots of Big Firebird Nicey. So hopefully she's going to be releasing soon. But we, I don't know if we saw it before, but they showed the parts from the vehicle forming like a crossbow type weapon. I don't know if they showed that off before.
I kind of remember that a little bit, maybe, but specifically.
But yeah, I mean, she looks fantastic. I think that's a really great looking figure. The paint is looking really nice.
Can we comment on the logo that they used?
What's that?
The logo that they used.
Do you think it looks like a butt or boobs?
The 2 half moons that are intentionally made to look like breasts, I believe.
Oh, that. Okay, I see what you're talking about. Okay, yeah. I didn't
it's
take notice
definitely
of
boobs.
That. Yeah, it's definitely boobs.
Could be ass cheeks, but I think it's boobs.
Yeah, it's boobs.
Did you guys have the pictures of the jet that they showed?
No, I couldn't find those.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
yeah, they're doing another jet toy type of thing that's transformed into some robot or something. But
well, I saw Digibash, and I think it's Windblade from the Digibash.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could see them putting the two together and making a Windblade out of it. And then they showed in like an all black paint of RC or of Nicey, I should say.
Yes.
I found the pictures.
Now that jet, do you think that black color was just for the prototype, or do you think it?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm
gonna say yeah, but I don't know for sure. But I'm gonna say.
Oh, that's right. You said Nate. You think that it's Windblade, right?
I think it's a 3D print, or it's like a prototype, but they say it's coming out real soon. So I don't know if they're gonna throw that out there just so, but I don't think so.
Well, maybe they said Nicey was coming out soon too, and it's been months now since it was originally supposed to release.
It's been a long time. So. I do like the black repaint though. I think that's pretty kind of cool.
It does look cool. You know how I feel about black repaints.
Gotta have them all.
Yeah. Well, I might get this one because it's got boobs.
And they're shiny.
Yeah.
No, I think it looks cool. I think it looks cool all in black.
I like that jet.
That would be Nightbird.
Yeah, I like that. I like that jet. I like that jet mode. That looks really nice.
I do like the jet. It looks really cool.
So
yeah, it looks like a model kit though.
Yeah, it does. That's why I think it's some type of prototype.
No boobs though. So.
Literally beat me by 2 seconds.
Not on the top of the jet, no.
Well, no, I mean on the figure.
Well, you expect like all their figures just to have boobs the whole time, just like every figure they come out with be breasts.
Well, that's their niche. That's their niche. You know how like MMC reformatted is IDW. Planet X is the Fall of Cybertron video games. You know, Fans Hobby is like those offbeat characters that nobody's doing.
Right.
You know, this is their niche. Boobs.
So pick a lane and keep going down it.
Exactly.
But that lane goes through the lane goes through the red light district.
Yeah, they've paved their lane and they should stick to it. And every one of their bots should have boobs.
That lane is Bourbon Street. Bourbon Street is the lane. There we go.
It's Times Square in the 70s.
They should just make conversion kits for every other bot. Just put boobs on every other bot, right?
Absolutely. The sex bot revolution is upon us.
You want that new Orion Pax 6 or whatever have breasts? There you go. There it is.
Jed, Hidden Toys. New product for Hidden Toys.
That's
boob adapters.
Yeah. That would be my lane.
Anyway.
I thought it was going to be lab coats.
Oh, yes, the lab coat. Lab coats and boobs, they come together.
Well, yeah, no, they've got to wear the lab coat and then
right.
open it up.
It's a two-pack.
Boobs.
So, are Jed and I the only ones that pre-ordered this out of the four of us?
Yes.
Yes.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Surprising. You still have time.
It's not for me.
I've got enough RC in my life.
See, I like you said before, I just really like the stylized stuff, and this is very anime stylized, and I dig it. So
yeah.
Yep. No.
I think it looks great. I like this.
Don't need it.
I especially like the sword that she's holding there in the first picture.
Mm-hmm.
The sword looks really nicely detailed. It's just not for me.
She looks like a sword angel from like anime.
Mm-hmm.
Especially that shot where she's got things sticking up. They look like jet boosters, and she looks like a Gundam sword angel thing.
Hopefully the paint is as good as the pictures are showing it to be.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be disappointed.
Yeah, I hope so. And I hope it's not prone to chipping. Because you know how metallic paint gets prone to chipping.
Right. Well, I definitely don't think this is going to be like there's going to be a lot of playability with it, transforming between the two different modes. I think you're probably going to have to pick one and keep it that way if you don't want to have any type of paint chipping.
Yeah.
Or get two.
Yeah.
Yep.
I see a lot of repaints in the future for this figure.
Yeah, I kind of get that too.
Yep.
What's next?
All right. So, was it last week? I think it was some pics leaked of the new MP Starscream.
Gimme.
So
Trash. The head sculpt is trash. Look how blocky it is.
Oh,
that's an old picture though, isn't it? There are better ones.
Yeah.
I didn't really.
Today they posted clear ones, or I got some scans today. Yeah, hold on.
There was also digibashes done of it.
Mm-hmm.
There was a digibash of a 3D model, a CGI 3D model.
Right.
I think that was fan made. That one.
Yeah, it was fan made. Somebody took the scans and plugged it into their 3D modeler, and then painted it up like Skywarp and Thundercracker. And
was it Jed? Jed do that?
No.
No,
Jed
because the textures sucked. Jed would have.
Yeah.
Jed do that shit.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't care about this at all. 100% don't give a fuck because I have Make Toys, and that to me looks better than this. One thing, for example, I've always been of the group, of the group that wants a frosted canopy, colored, not clear. So that does it right away for me. And something about those null rays just not digging it either. They look too much more like missiles. Is it just me, or maybe it's the pictures, but does it look kind of like chunky, like a chunky version of Starscream? Like his legs are a little bit thicker.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, it does look a little like that.
Yeah, but the other thing is that, like, with every single prototype we've ever seen, like, they look one way in these photos, and then they look completely different when they're painted up and they're in hand.
44 was similar, I think, when it was painted, and prototype pictures we saw of it.
I'm just making excuses. It does have a large backpack that makes it chunk out, but it's going to be worth it. And, like, the articulation on this thing is insane. It can look up. Make Toys cannot look up.
I'm not going to pay $300 some for a Starscream or more, whatever it's going to be. That doesn't make sense at all to me. I'd rather buy a Hot Toys.
I think it'll be $250 US.
I'd still rather buy a Hot Toys for $20 more or whatever it would be. I just doesn't do it for. I stay with my Make Toys 120. Whatever it was I paid for it, but back when it came out, and it doesn't appeal to me at all. And I'm a Starscream fan.
I'll be having 3 versions of this. Thanks. Yeah, no, I will. I definitely will. And I've got MP11 and I have the Make Toys, but they'll all be on different shelves doing different things.
Yeah.
Is that a waist swivel I see? Because I think that's the main question that everybody has is, does it have a waist swivel? I don't think it has a waist swivel, but I think it has a crunch. In the picture that Levy just posted in the chat, the bottom left picture, it looks like it's turned askew.
That is not. I think it's just the way you're looking at the picture because the legs and the head are turned.
I see what you're saying.
I don't see. I would hope it have a waist swivel, but I don't see how.
Oh man, this thing looks so good.
How well it would be done without screwing up that canopy.
Mm-hmm.
But not for me. Don't care.
Oh, I care so much.
I'm with you, Jed.
Where are you at, Levy, with this? Because you got the little Seekers.
Yeah, I have no desire to spend more money on Seekers. I am done.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't want to. I'm sorry.
At least in the MP scale.
Mm-hmm.
In the MP scale, I am done spending money on Seekers. Give me, Siege or Earthrise Seekers. I'll spend all the money on them. But
it's because they don't cost $3 at least. You're spending $300 on them. You're spending $30 or whatever they are.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be, even at $250, that's going to be $300. That's going to be like
math.
You can do it. You can do it. Like $750.
Carry the one.
No, it's going to be $1,500 because you're going to do they're going to get the cone heads.
Oh yeah,
and that's just if you want to stick with that's just if you just want to stick with the core Seekers. If you want to get the bit streams and the sunstorms and the acid storms and all that shit too, that's gonna get that price is gonna get astronomical.
Do you really think they'll do a
sunstorm? Any of those?
Okay.
Already.
What was that name?
I don't have. So I have a sunstorm, but I don't have an acid storm. I don't have a bit stream. Mm-hmm. I don't have a hot link. So if they did those like in between, I would be more prone to pick those up than the Starscream Thundercracker Skywarp. I'd be thrilled if they did something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Led with those instead. But instead, I feel like I'll be getting a Starscream Thundercracker Skywarp. God, it looks so good. I don't understand how you guys can't just be jaw dropped by this thing. I know we haven't seen it in vehicle mode. I'll tell you what, if the bottom of the jet is clean, then it's a done deal. I'm getting 3 of these.
The price of MP has skyrocketed exponentially ever since MP. Geez, it was before MP44.
It hasn't though. It has not skyrocketed. The original
MP21 Lambert was like $70. This thing is easily going to cost at the lowest $300.
MP10 was $300 when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
And if you got it from Amazon Japan, it was only $320, $340 for MP44. And you get so much more figure than with 10. They are more expensive, but they are better. The articulation is out of control. The materials are still just as good. I'm sorry some people got bad hounds. I really am. Mine's fine.
Mine's fine too.
Relax with your fucking fat fingers is all I have to say. It just does Bumblebee suck with the feet? Yeah. But other than that, if you can overlook the feet, it is a much better looking robot mode figure.
I don't know.
What was the original price on the MP11?
$200.
Is that with the coronation kit?
Yeah.
That's another thing too, is people are going to want a Starscream with the coronation stuff.
Nah, they're not. I mean, maybe a few people, but hopefully it's not included. And it's just an add-on kit that people get from a third party, like they used to in the old days when things were righteous and good.
The good old days.
I can't see spending that money for this versus
you
having
can look up.
Who cares? Who cares? I don't care if you do like a squat thrust either. Half the time you're not even going to pose him like that. I don't know. I'm happy with what I have. I have like the Make Toys, and I'm very happy with it.
I'm happy with it as well. I think it looks great on the shelf it's on, and this will look great on the shelf it's on.
Yeah.
What if the price for this was like $120?
That's
I would be in on it.
Not for $220 or even more than that. I just hope the Make Toys go down, and I start seeing Thundercracker and Skywarp being sold, and I can grab those then too.
I'm with you there too.
Right now they're like ridiculous. They're where are they going for $300 now or something? $350 a piece. Ridiculous.
Which is ridiculous for that toy because it can't look up. And
who cares?
I care with a Seeker because the first thing they did, like think about that shot in the Transformers movie when Starscream is about to get caught in the Star Wars cavern, and he looks down, and then he looks up, and then he looks down again, and he shoots his foot. You can't do any of that with the Make Toys. None of it. You can't look anywhere but sideways. Just shitty.
Are you gonna recreate that scene?
I'll Photoshop it. Who cares?
There you go.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to me.
Oh, it matters. It all matters. The articulation is important, and this thing looks like it.
Hundreds of dollars. It doesn't matter to me. That's Anyway, so what else we got?
Okay. So I'm going to harp on this just for a little bit more because I think that price. People complain about price a lot, and they should. This is hard-earned dollars that are even harder to come by nowadays. But we're collecting masterpieces. They were always out of our price range and something special. And then it became the norm. We expected them to be released faster and to get better and better and better. And then we wanted the price to come down. Are we insane? No, it's going to keep going up, and it's going to keep going up kind of with their expectations of where our wages are going as we grow up. So I think that we need to appreciate that we're spending too much money on these things and keep doing it because it is an elite thing. Masterpiece should be an elite collector thing. And if you price them anywhere close to accessible to everyone, it's no longer that.
Yeah, but more money doesn't always mean better figure.
In the case of Takara's recent track record, it is. MP44 is a phenomenal figure. Anybody who says differently hasn't.
Yeah.
Compared to all of them. Compared to all of
Absolutely.
it, blows them all away. Anyone who says differently hasn't handled it.
No, I will agree with you. I will agree with you wholeheartedly that MP44 is the superior prime, but it's not worth their asking price for me.
It was worth the Amazon asking price, Amazon Japan.
I disagree. Even that price was not worth it to me.
I think it depends on how much you like that character and how much you like that figure. Because if you really like Optimus Prime, would you rather have that MP44 for $350, or would you rather have like a Make Toys Iron Man for that price?
Make Toys Iron Man?
Cool.
Right.
Hot Toys. He means Hot Toys.
Hot Toys. Sorry, Hot Toys.
No, I love Optimus Prime. You know I love Optimus Prime, but I'm still not willing to pay $320 for that MP44.
Right.
So it just wasn't worth it to me. I didn't feel I was getting $320 worth of stuff.
Yeah, you're actually getting like $500 worth of stuff in that thing.
See, I didn't see it that way.
See, I think the reason why the way I think about like, pricing and masterpieces and all that stuff, Nate, is because I wasn't in on it from the get-go. I came in on it like late. So I got a MP11 for like $100 at a show, Yeah.
Yep.
And all the other stuff I'm getting, secondhand, brand new for cheap prices and stuff too. So I don't see myself spending that type of money for a figure. I think probably the most I did was for the Dinobots a piece. That was probably, you know,
$20 a piece.
Right. That's worth $20 a piece, you know? that justifies the price to me because it's quality and it's huge and it's like detailed and it's really well done. And, you know, I don't see spending more money for a Seeker than for a Fan Toys Dynomutt. So it doesn't balance to me on that scale. I don't see that scale tipping that way, no matter if you can look up backwards or upside down.
I'm gonna allow that argument because for the Fan Toys Dinobots, like there's something, they also are something special. And at the time when they came out, that was the most expensive. No, that's not true because MP11 was out at the same time. But a third party asking $200 for something was at that time unheard of. It was basically the $100, $120 mark across the board. And then they wanted $200. Are you kidding me? And it was like really hard for people to make that decision to jump in. And then they got those hefty bricks.
I was in like Flynn. So as soon as I saw that story, I'm like, boom, sold. I'll spend $1,000 on these. I don't give a fuck.
I can't remember if I got Scoria right away or if I got a second run. I was trying to remember what my first Fans Toys figure was, and I think it was the Insecticons. But yeah, I don't know. It took a while.
First Fans Toys was Hound.
I think mine was Soar.
I think
Scoria. I was in at almost the ground floor. I missed out on the Quake Wave.
Yeah, I missed out on Quake Wave. I got him after I got.
Yeah, like during the reissue when they reissued it, right?
So so back to price. I mean, I always say you're gonna pay whatever you want if you want it. So it's you know, it's up to anybody who wants to buy it. That's cool, great. But like I said, I'm happy with what I got. So unless something is really shitty, like it breaks or it just doesn't move right. Like if you told me that there was going to be some type of Castlevania figures coming out in 6 months that are like super articulated, I'd throw the ones that I bought in the trash, you know, and I'd be like, yeah, I'll swap those figures out, no problem. But when you say, hey, this guy can look up and he can bend in the knee, and I'm like, I'm happy with Make Toys. So that's, you know, it doesn't give me enough to actually spend the money on it.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of people pose their figures in an A stance and call it a day, and so it isn't going to matter. But I definitely like to put my figures on my shelf in a scene doing something, and especially if they can do that.
But to me, like a Seeker for me is in the air with his knee bent up, looking down at you, ready, you know.
What did you say?
He's in the air with his knee bent and he's looking down at you.
That last part.
Oh God!
Looking down at you.
Yeah, exactly. So he needs to be able to move his head up and down. Make Toys can't do that.
He can with the ab crunch.
Yeah,
just ab crunch forward. He's looking down.
Yeah,
you can also do it with photoshopping.
Exactly.
All right.
So are we moving on? I think we spent a lot of time.
Move on.
We did. I'm sorry.
I gotta wake up early tomorrow.
I'm moving out of Nate Dick mode.
You better be sorry, Nate.
I didn't say I'm sorry. I just said I'm moving out of Nate Dick mode.
Anything else we got?
Not Transformers related, but just want to mention that as of Monday night this past week, Hasbro's HasLab Sentinel crowdfund project ended, and they ultimately ended up with like 22,500 backers or so.
What was the goal?
Did it go that high? Last time I saw it,
6,000. 6,000 was their original goal.
Yeah.
So they kind of blew right past that, didn't they?
Suck it, Unicron.
That's why I wonder, like, you know, resale value when it does come out later on. All those people that bought extras just to resell them, you know, at a little higher markup. Right? You know, it's kind of like they mentioned during that High Score documentary, the lady that was actually in charge of VP of marketing or whatever, and she helped put together the first like Nintendo Power magazine. She's like, there was like, I forget how many million they produced that are in circulation. And she goes, so if that's the one you want to sell on eBay, probably not, because everybody's got one. That's what I'm thinking with this. I'm like, okay, sail barge, right? Only so many were made. Unicron, maybe so many were made. Maybe regret not getting it, like some people. But Sentinel
22,500 are getting made.
I would like to see what the unique number is on that. Like how far down it goes to individual people that bought it versus the number of products sold. Of those 22,000, is there 10,000 people? How many bought multiples of it? Versus someone saying, one's good enough for me versus I need 3.
Was there a cap?
I don't think so. Was it 5, Levy? I think maybe or something.
Yeah, 5.
Yeah.
What's the asking price for it from Hasbro Pulse?
350.
Scalper's going to sell it for 600 without any of the additional stuff.
No, they'll put the additional stuff in there.
Oh yeah, I'm sure because they'll part out the Bastion and the female Sentinel Prime.
Yep,
easily, and then they'll be able to command like $100 price tag for those. I'm sure.
Dicks.
Think so?
I'm sure.
Easily.
Oh, because
people are going to want to army build those. So
the Sentinel Prime or the Sentinels?
No, the Sentinel Primes, the little normal little sized extra figures that are coming with it.
Okay.
Both the male and the female, and because the male one comes with a Sentinel Prime head and Bastion head. So and people who didn't get the Sentinel are going to want to get a Bastion. So they'll I'm sure the price on that's going to be way up there.
Well, that's good to know. Thanks for the advice. I was going to keep it all closed up in a box. Silly me.
Ed Vargo, Super Scalper.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, that's the reason why I bought 2. One to help me pay for the first one. Hey, don't like me if you don't like it, whatever. I know you thought of it. So Josh doesn't collect it, and Nate doesn't collect it. I wonder. I really, really wonder what that number is if you divide it at the very least. If it comes down to just like 6,000 people buying it versus, that high of a number of people.
I think your original guess of like 10,000 is probably pretty close because you're going to have your single buyers and then you're going to have your guys that buy 5.
Right.
Like Mike.
How many did you get, Levy?
I mean,
5. Just one. I was I ordered it I ordered mine on Saturday last weekend, and I was really sorely tempted to order a second one before the weekend was out, but then I ended up taking that money and putting it elsewhere. Mm-hmm. So for something else. So I only ended up getting one. I only need one. I don't want to take too much space with Sentinels.
What's the release date for Unicron?
Next year?
Be February, I think.
February next year. Yeah. I guess we'll see next year, like after that's released, what kind of price jump we'll see on the resale of those.
My question is, they did the Star Wars barge. We got Unicron. Now we're getting a Sentinel. What's next for HasLab? They have all these properties. I mean, question. They could do Power Rangers. Like I was gonna
say, Megazord,
like an in-scale Megazord. I'm drawing a complete blank on what else properties they have that they could do
Zoids
crowdfunding for.
Does Hasbro have Zoids?
Sure. Or is it Takara? Well, that's the same thing, I guess, right?
Yeah, but
sure,
they haven't done anything with Zoids in forever. At least stateside.
Well, not stateside, but yeah, Takara does. There's been a few things coming out with Zoids. I know that was a big moneymaker for them a year ago, the shares. G.I. Joe.
There you go.
It could be crowdfunding like big freaking jets and
USS Flag.
Well, maybe not that big for 16. I'm talking about like, if you like maybe they wanted to start doing like really big versions of what was that jet back then, Levy? What was that model?
Sky Striker. The Sky
Striker. Maybe
it was based on the F-14 Tomcat.
They could crowdfund a Sky Striker. It doesn't have to be something crazy like 350. It could be 200 or something,
Yeah, the F-14 Tomcat's probably one of the big spider jets. ever made.
They can even go with a whole line of vehicles and keep the price down, and people would just eat that stuff up.
Well, if you think about like the snow speeder, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's like going around 120, and that's for a 6-inch, but that's like like a smaller vehicle, but it's still pretty big. But if you do like a Sky Striker, that's going to be like almost twice the size of that snow speeder. So I mean, if you're talking 250 or more, let's say they round it up to like $275 or $300 for something like that, then Hasbro Lab might make more sense to crowdfund it versus trying to put it out to retail and take up all that space on the shelves like at Walmart or Target.
Mm-hmm.
Little motorcycles and the bubble things that they flew around with, and hang gliders, and maybe some Jeeps or whatever they called those in G.I. Joe. Those might make sense because they're smaller, but for something big like a jet or even a HISS tank, that might make more sense for a Pulse thing. HasLabs. That's my opinion. I mean, G.I. Joe seems to be taking off really well.
Actually, I think did you mention like a Joe base? Like
I did not.
Yeah, like I think that would be perfect for like a HasLab project.
Right.
Who owns He-Man right now?
Mattel.
Still own Mattel still owns it?
The original. Well, was it Super 7?
Classic.
I think has got the license.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing a Snake Mountain, right?
Yeah, they're doing a Snake Mountain. I can't remember who's doing that though. If that's Super 7 or if that's somebody else.
That's still to be scaled with it because those are 6-inch figures. That's going to be a sizable piece of kit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so not Hasbro. HasLab will not be doing any Castle Grayskull anytime soon.
No. So
That's a negative, Ghost Rider.
My last piece of news is more rumor than news. But I just want to point this out. I saw this earlier. I cannot find the original link now or Facebook post, but it was saying that the next Spider-Man centric wave for Marvel Legends is going to be heavily leaning towards Into the Spider-Verse figures, like Miles Morales, Peter B. Parker,
cool,
Gwenpool, but it was also going to include Marvel comic staples, like not staples, but obscure characters, more like with Frogman. Supposedly, they said a Red Hand Ninja was going to be in the wave, and they're saying that Stiltman was going to be the Bath. So,
speaking of obscure characters,
in the one previous Fan Friday thing or Fan Tuesday thing they did, they teased at a possible Stiltman because they were showing off a long piece of something that looked like it could have been one of Stiltman's legs. So,
God.
So, but I mean, it'll be nice. They're actually going to be doing official hand ninjas, and it's possible they might release them in the future as one of their army builder sets that they offer at a lower price for like $15 on Hasbro Pulse. Now, they did also say that they were going to be introducing a new army builder that they're using a new mold that they've never done before. Because like the last two were Hydra Soldier and AIM Soldier. So they're saying that this next army builder they're going to do for Marvel is going to be completely new. So who knows? This is all rumor, nothing confirmed. So just wanted to throw that out there. Because they did originally release like a 2-pack of Miles and Gwenpool, or not Gwenpool, Spider-Gwen for the Into the Spider-Verse, but they were just repaints of previous figures. Supposedly these are going to be new molds, especially the Miles, to make him more in line with his on-screen appearance, because he was a lot thinner. So
interesting.
Yeah. So we'll see. And supposedly that's going to supposed to release, I heard, sometime like February 2021, maybe March 2021, around that time frame. So, man,
like Sin Eater is really hot in the comics right now. I wonder if they'll do a figure of him. That'd be kind of cool.
That's good sin.
Have you been reading that storyline, Josh?
I read the prelude I have yet to read the first issue.
They're good. It's a good story.
Yeah, is it Nick Spencer still writing it?
Yeah, they're 3 issues into that storyline. The last one just came out this past Wednesday.
It's weekly, right? Release, or is it bi-weekly?
Bi-weekly.
Okay.
Bi-weekly. Might be weekly. I have to look.
Yeah, I have to try to find time to read it.
I'd probably get that wave then, and not for Stiltman.
Why not? Come on, you can do Boomerang.
Hard to build a figure.
Superior foes of Spider-Man. You just need Boomerang, the female beetle.
Oh, yeah, you already have one of those.
Well, there you go. You're almost there.
It's bi-weekly, Josh.
Okay.
So that's all I got for toy news. So
the other thing that Starscream does is it hides the tail fins, which is nice. Those are gone. They're not on the back of the legs. And that's nice.
I like the tail fins. Stylized.
I do too. It's G1. G1, 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 G1. He's just trying to sell you on the Starscream jet. It's just too funny.
Never happened. Never happened. Maybe 5 years from now when someone's selling at a con for $100, I'll get it.
There you go.
When MP68's coming out.
Oh, God.
It's Optimus version 4.
I talk a big talk, but like there 100% has to be an end to this. Like they're going to continue to make things better.
There is no end. The next thing probably coming out will be a Soundwave
2.0.
That's probably the next. Mm-hmm. Yep. So far, the source that filled me in and all this stuff a long time ago, like a year ago or so, has not been wrong. So
Dead Stradamus has a secret source.
I do. Yep. They told me if I had stuff like this, I should sell it early, but because all this stuff is going to be coming out. But that was with the idea that I was going to be figure swapping, and I'm not. Right. Even if a Soundwave 2.0 came out, I would not buy a new one. I'm not in on the fans toys thing. Coming a new MP, I like my brick, and he's just fine.
Oh, MP13 is still one of the best MP Transformers out there.
Levy told me that way back when I bought it.
What's that?
And I believed him. That Soundwave, that MP13 was like one of the best masterpieces ever made.
The Soundwave?
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah. And it is. I bought the one with all the tapes that came with. You know, only thing bad about it, he has the yellow visor, but yeah, it's like, half an hour customization. Couple dabs of paint and he's good as new. But no,
so since everybody who asks questions is on the show tonight, are there any questions?
Any questions?
I didn't see you posted anywhere, Jed.
Oh, Levy posted it.
Oh,
you know what? I forgot to share it to the groups.
Well, there you go.
Well, I was trying to freaking finish up the post before my break ended at work, so I completely forgot to share them. So, my bad.
If we only thought ahead and just scheduled the post, it would be so much easier.
So, guys, to answer your question, yes.
What question?
I'm just, whatever question the listeners of the show have, the answers.
There's no questions, I bet. Probably because Levy didn't share it anywhere. Nate, you're gonna have to think of one. I got one actually. Go. So,
do you think that Abraham Lincoln actually was a vampire hunter?
No, I think it was a vampire fucker.
Wow.
Sorry. I get things that pop in my head, and I know I shouldn't say them, but my filter's malfunctioning.
You guys gave me like horrible flashbacks to like elementary school when I had to do a book report on Abraham Lincoln.
How did that give you bad flashback? Yeah.
Because it was like I hate book reports, and that was like the worst. It was so boring.
And you picked the wrong book.
Maybe you should have done a report on Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
Yeah, and you're right, exactly. It was just like, you hid behind a desk when he was a kid, and his kids like hidden behind the desks in the White House, and I don't know. You have like 14 of them or something.
How did he hide behind the desk as tall as he was?
He was a kid. He was a little kid. So lived in the woods, log cabin, and something. I don't know. I don't remember very much about that when he was younger. But anyway,
Abraham Lincoln, vampire humper.
With Train to Busan, I like that concept of having to go into the city to recover something of value. What would it take for you to go into a city that was swarming with zombies?
A fully functioning sex bot.
A tank.
I'm sorry. What would it take to get me to go into a city? Nothing, because if we're in a zombie apocalypse, money probably isn't going to have any value. And there really isn't anything in a city, I don't think, that I couldn't find somewhere else that was safer. Cities will be death traps.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't think there's anything that would ever convince me to go into a city in a zombie apocalypse. I've thought long and hard about, zombie apocalypses and what I would do in said apocalypse. I have the zombie survival guide. I've read World War Z.
Yeah, I was just made me think of that. Yeah, you have the zombie survival guide.
Yeah. So
I mean, now the plan's to go to your house, right, Jed?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Here's one thing that not a lot of people, I probably mentioned it before, but one place that a lot of people don't think about going to.
Zoo?
No, Cracker Barrel.
Yeah. I got a Cracker Barrel down the road.
Because they have all those antique implements hanging from their ceiling. Washboards.
I thought you can get all the candles.
Farming tools. All sorts of shit there that
food
is just, food too. But I mean, there's going to be a lot of stuff there because electricity is not going to be a thing no more,
Mm-hmm.
And that old timey, daily, equipment that people used for everyday life.
Electricity will totally
be
around, dude.
Electricity would totally be a thing between solar panels and being able to pedal a bike to make it. I mean, harnessing any type of electrical thing. I mean,
sure, but are you going to want to rely on it?
I mean, you're not going to use it for computers or cell phones or anything like that. I mean,
power plants are going to be gone.
But I mean, you have batteries, and if you're going to use electricity to charge, for Christ's sake, I have a hand crank flashlight with a USB charger on it. So
I know there's people with great levels of ingenuity that they could rig something together. Sure, but again,
you're not one of them.
Is that something you're going to want to rely on? I mean, you're still going to want to make sure you have stuff that you can do the things you need to do without having to rely on electricity.
I mean, electricity. I mean, light. For one would be that, so you don't have to burn something. I mean, yeah. So if I took that flashlight that has a hand crank charger on it to produces electricity, I plug it into something that's USB powered, and I have a light, then yes, I would rely on that because it would work so much better than having a lantern or a torch.
Okay, well, I'm just saying.
I don't need it for my electric toothbrush anymore, but I mean, for necessities, yes, light.
And that's fine. If you have that skill set, good for you.
Heat as well.
But there's a lot of people that don't have that skill set.
Well, that's good. Then I will be the emperor.
Yeah,
because I brought power.
But like I said, power plants are going to be gone.
I disagree with that as well. I think
because every nuclear power plant is going to melt down.
I think within
days.
All those power plants that are like run by say a dam that generates electricity will still work.
They require daily maintenance. They're going to fail. They do. Trust me.
Maybe.
Power plants require daily maintenance. They will fail.
Maybe. We'll see. I guess we'll find out.
And you're going to want to make sure you are far away from any nuclear power plants because they will melt down within a matter of days.
The rods will just automatically go down in. I don't think that'll be a big meltdown or anything like that.
No, they will melt down without human.
Listen, I live next door to a guy. I live next door to an engineer that used to make the control centers for nuclear power plants, and I asked him that question. He said that it was just if there was no power, they would just. Basically, the rods would fall into the ground, and that's it. You would be done. There's no explosion,
right?
No meltdown.
And what if those systems fail again without human supervision? there's a good chance that those systems could fail.
There's a lot of
especially
failovers
when you're in a situation like a zombie apocalypse.
I mean, it's not 3 Mile Island anymore. I mean, the type of computer circuitry and all that stuff, there are backups to failovers. There's at least a tertiary system that's in place for problems like that not to happen. Your argument,
zombie related question. Are you relieved or a little bit pissed off that there aren't more children and baby zombies in zombie movies?
Relieved and kind of happy about that.
What about animal zombies?
It's far more disturbing. Like, and that's another thing. It doesn't transfer over to animals often enough. And I think it should shift so that like you're getting attacked by the fucking family chicken.
I agree.
Not Clucky.
Or the dogs. Especially the dogs.
The dogs.
That was one of the most cats. And I Am Legend. Dude, that was one of the worst scenes.
Levy, you are fucked if those animals turn into undead.
Might as well just off yourself now, Levy.
That's all I got.
Josh, did you have any questions?
Who would win in a fight? Matthew Baldwin's Pug Gator or Juan Pablo?
Juan Pablo, because pugs are notoriously known not to move very quickly.
Yep.
Yeah, Chihuahuas are very aggressive.
Yeah, and pugs can't breathe all that well, so Juan Pablo would just have to get him in a chokehold. It'd be all over.
Right.
Juan Pablo's got those skinny arms, man. I don't think you can get around that pug neck. Just saying.
So I've been trying to think of clips to use like every episode to switch it up in the intro. So can you guys think of some new clips to use for like each one of the members of the show and like the group kind of like clip? So that'd be like 4 separate clips.
How about when I was trying to say wizard sleeves?
That's one. Yeah, that's good. Next, give me some more. Nate, Josh.
My brain no worky.
I can't.
Well,
I can't pull anything.
Sorry. Come at me later with it when you think of something. I know I put you on the spot.
What about the Robert Palmer incident?
Well, that's really old. So.
Yeah, but it's not in the intro.
No, I mean, I was trying to think of stuff that was kind of like newer, from like episode 50 on up, like the last couple of years.
Oh, okay.
But you're right. I mean, there are a lot more clips that we could use. I'm just trying to think of some newer clips.
Anytime Levy hit the Devi, just use those clips.
No. I actually disagree. Like, I'm sure he's having a great time, but that's not the funniest stuff that's come out of his mouth. It's mostly nothing that comes out of his mouth. So it would just be a silent section of the intro.
He's laughing like this poor girl.
There are times when I'm trying to speak and I can't articulate words.
Come to my world. That's why I love the written word. I can sit here and rework what I'm going to say over and over again until I get something that is actually flowing right. Whereas when pressed to speak, it doesn't always work out for the best.
No.
Cool. Is that all did we get any questions at all in that one post, Levy?
No, we just got SLB Vlog. I don't know who that is, but he says, that's me. Yay.
That's me.
And then Jared Bell posts a picture that says, it's a picture of a Uno card saying, stop buying action figures for the next 6 months or draw 25. Then the next picture shows a guy holding 25 cards. So...
Do you know what I saw? I saw one of the funniest memes I saw in a long time. It was in one of the groups, I think you're in, Levy. It was a picture of a cat, and he had a dead mouse in front of him. He had some like leaves and shit on top of the mouse.
Yeah, I posted that.
Did you post that? And it said, when your cat has watched too much MasterChef. So funny. But anyway, so that's it for the show then. Do you guys have anything in closing before we get out of here?
Nope. Just best to Mike and family. Best to everybody's family during these COVID times. And let's remember that those are the important things. These toys, this is extra, and possibly the way it brings us all together, little groups like this, is the important part. But other than that, it's just plastic. Be kind to one another.
Well said, Nate. How about you, Josh?
Just kind of agreeing with Nate there. I do YouTube. Go find me.
Do you want to tell them the channel where they can find you?
SLV vlog. Oh, hello puberty. SLV vlog. Shop Chosen Prime. Thanks, guys, for having me on.
Yeah.
Wakanda forever.
So OnlyFans page. OnlyFans.
Josh Lawrence's OnlyFans. Oh God! That's so
Oh man, we could talk about this off the record, but somebody, somebody I know got an interesting request for a fans record or for fans only page. Oh man.
Just want to say, Bombay, Wakanda forever. Rest in peace, Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah. Fuck you, John Bailey.
Oh, and thank our guests for coming on tonight. So
yeah, thanks Nate. Thanks Josh.
Thanks for having me.
Good job. Yeah. You guys be like the Joker. I'm gonna break this pool stick in front of me and throw it at you and say, who wants to do the closing line?
Oh man, enough's enough. We're out.